Alright, now I gotta go ahead and share the link to this fucking stream. Give me a second. I got everything under control right now. I'm not
All right.
flip I'm not flipping my shit just yet. Not quite
Not
yet.
yet.
Might take a minute or something like that, but
Might take a
my channel,
second.
yeah. Here, got it.
All right.
Not quite
Not
yet.
yet.
Might take a minute or something like that, but all
Sweet.
right. Currently, we are on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the return of WIR Let's Talk. I'm here joined by the one, the only, Maverick. Maverick, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just got home from school. Long, hard ass day at school.
Ah,
But
man, you're such a whiny bitch. Let me go ahead and, for those who are
not
currently listening right now, but for those who are currently listening, those who are currently watching this stream, let me go and explain something. I know from Discord experience that everyone's gonna scream, everyone's gonna cry and shit.
damn straight.
So it seems appropriate to at the start first have me and Maverick, and later on you guys will be added in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with the most promoted thing on Discord. We're gonna do the show bag.
What
Instead of the
the
whole
show bag?
bag, the show bag. The show bag is basically a. It's basically we're gonna go ahead and yell out names of people we have feuded with. One, well, people we have feuded with, and we're gonna say should they be in the show bag or in the no show bag. The show bag means they should come on the show. They should have the match. No show bag. Fuck you. I don't want to be on this pay per view with you. You're shit. Do you understand?
Yeah, basically like say who is good to work with, who would you be cool to work with again, and who is kind of like a nightmare or just not good to work with, essentially.
I just got a message from Mill. He wants to talk. Yeah, but we're gonna talk in a minute with you. So I want to go
This
ahead and
is gonna be
start.
a long podcast.
Since
There's
I'm
definitely gonna be a lot.
yeah. But basically, since we're gonna go ahead and go to Miles Alpha. What do you think of working with Miles Alpha?
So I worked with Miles it was very brief, The only real program we had was that month, there was the triple threat. And
Give
I
me a
mean,
second. I need to turn your audio up a bit. There we
all
go.
right.
Is this better? I'm gonna assume this is better.
I'll start talking and then you can judge it, for yourself, whether or not it's better.
I'll let the people in the stream decide that shit.
But
But
so
okay. Working with Miles Alpha, was it? Let's just start off by saying you would work with him again, or you would tell him to fuck off.
oh no, I'd definitely work with Miles again. I didn't have any problem with Miles.
So he's in the show bag.
He's in the show bag, if that's good.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead to the dark horse of it all, Bobby Faye.
I knew it was coming sooner or later. You see, this is kind of a toughie
Now it's
because
no.
I'm a
One
person.
second, you're too loud.
I'm too loud. All right.
There. Now it should be good.
So this is kind of a tough one because I'm a person that likes to see storylines, as painful as it may be, to their conclusion. And Bobby Faye and Maverick did not have a conclusion, really. So it would pain me to do it. Like, it would be really hard, on me, but I would have to say no in the show bag, like, fuck that shit. I don't want to work with you again. But if there was some way of me knowing that she wouldn't like back out on me again, I would work with her again.
So if you had the guarantee that
If I had,
she would stay to the end to a good conclusion, you would work with her. Otherwise, she can go fuck
yes,
herself.
yes,
All right. With or without lube, though. Like,
uh, um, preferably with a lubed up cactus. She can go fuck herself if she doesn't want to, if she leaves me hanging again.
All right, we got a message from the crowd from Kyle XYS. Fuck Bobby Faye. I agreed to that. Um,
I think a lot of people agree to that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you want, you can go ahead and ask me. I'll spill the beans about anyone I've worked with. Um, yeah, if you want me, I can go ahead and send like the list I had of people I worked with at least. If you want me to do that, I'll
All right.
send it over to you right now. Let me go ahead and find it for a minute.
So yeah, I think I got most of it on my head. I've been following. What'd you think about
Name a
What'd you think
name.
about KSJ?
Kevin Scott Jackson. Well, he's not listening right now, which is an advantage. However, like I've loved working with Kevin Scott Jackson as much as I loved working with you. However, he has ditched me twice. Right at the moment that I put him over, even, which really pissed me off at the time. And I was like, "Go, Kevin Scott Jackson, you can go fuck yourself." That was
Yeah.
basically my idea behind Kevin Scott Jackson at the time. I really wanted him to go fuck himself. However, I heard he's currently dealing with some other shit, hence why he's AFK for a bit. So with the same as Bobby Faye, with the guarantee that he will stick to the end, I would love to work with him. But considering the
I,
fact that he
no.
has ditched me twice, I
Yeah.
don't
Like you
think it's
just
the
don't
right
know.
timing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And if Bobby Faye were to ever come back, God, I don't know if I'd want to be the first program, that she would have. Everybody would say it should be for storyline purposes, but I don't know if like I would need to see like what she's like the second time around. Because she said she was coming back like July of 2018. Well, we'll see how true that holds up, but
Yeah,
probably not true.
I see what you mean. I mean, he has, well, how many retards does it take to set up a Skype call from Brian? Thank you, Brian. Brian, let me go ahead and say right now, I'll repeat myself. We are first going to do like one-on-one with Maverick for the reason being that I know that everyone's going to go ahead and scream and say a lot of shit at the same time. We're going to make it very clear right now, and like in 5 minutes or so, we're going to add everyone in. So there you go.
It's kind of like talk show format, like they don't bring all the guests at one time. They kind of just ease them in.
Yeah, you start off with the lower one and you end it with the biggest one, for the reason being that you keep people hooked the entire time. Um, all right, now it's my turn to ask you about a feud. Um, fuck, who do I want to ask about? How about for the people's sake, you name people you've worked with.
Okay, so I've worked with Remy from WIR or from PWR. My bad. I've worked with Ivan Vovk, who is also Applebaum. So I've worked two different
Ivan
programs with
Vovk. Let's do Ivan Vovk.
Ivan Vovk. So that was right after the time Remy put me over, and
Yeah.
Maverick was pretty much white hot. I mean, he was white hot. You know, So the character, was really well received, had a lot of potential, and he was like in that area where it was like upper mid card, almost about to break into main event. And so I was thinking, okay, what comes after, what comes next for Maverick? And it was a feud with Ivan Vovk, which it was for the number one contendership for the world championship. So I was like, okay, this is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I had no problems with Vovk. I had no problems with him. And I'm working with him again. The next house party against Applebaum again.
Yeah.
But so there's no problem with that. My problem is it ended in like a gimmick, like bullshit finish to hype up the return of, which I swear to God, this was his name, the worst ring name I've ever seen in any EFED ever, Mean Snake. And so there was a big hype return of Mean Snake who I'm sure you can guess what his picture base was based off of that.
Solid Snake.
No, it was Randy Orton.
Aw.
Like,
Now I'm kind of disappointed though.
it's what?
I'm
You
kind of
wanted it to be
disappointed
Solid
that it
Snake?
wasn't Solid Snake in there. But by the way, I've sent you the list with a lot of the names that I worked with. So you can go and ask about that. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and add in our second person,
All right.
which is going to be, drum roll please. If you give,
Wait.
no way, I can do that better.
Yeah, you probably can.
Here we go. The next guest is going to be. The next person we're going to add for the sake being is going to be Brian Wants Blood, aka, well, this
John
person.
Hall,
I hope.
aka Lewis
I really hope
Water.
this is Brian. Oh shit! Another drum roll. Brian.
Hello. Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
Welcome to WIR Let's Talk, the return after 1.5 years.
Oh, thank God.
How are you doing
Hold on.
today?
I'm good. I just got home. I got my gaming headset on. I dusted up the old headset for this. I got a glass of scotch in my hand, and I'm ready to go.
That's
I've
great
got a
to hear.
glass
If you
of,
give me a minute, I just got a great idea in for for the entrance of Lewis Blackwater now in here.
Mm. That's
So
me.
here is,
You're gonna...
ladies and
I
gentlemen,
think I know.
I present to you Lewis Blackwater, aka Brian Bennett.
Shoot name.
Yeah, shoot your name. Well, suddenly.
Oh,
this,
that was
went-
it? I was expecting, like, music or...
Yeah.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
It played on the stream though. It played on the stream. You didn't hear it.
Oh,
but-
it's on the stream.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I
So-
don't have
okay,
the stream open.
yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely. You can't hear
I
it.
got it.
We are currently talking shit about people in case you've been listening to the stream. So we are currently talking shit about people, and we just had Maverick talk shit about Eric Applebaum, aka Ivan Vovk.
I like that. I liked both. It was Mean Snake who kind of fucked it all up. He was
Yeah.
not a very. He didn't deserve to be in that scene, in my opinion. It was
But-
fun.
Case in point, you would work with Maverick once again. I mean, work with Applebaum once again.
I was like, yeah, I'd work with myself, hopefully. Oh yeah, I'd definitely do like another long-term program with Applebaum because I mean it was kind of Applebaum who gave Maverick the jump start, with the independent title. So yeah, I'd definitely work with him in a world title feud, in another indie title feud, whatever. I'd love to.
All right. By the way, I've thrown in the list of people I worked with in the Skype chat. You can name a name, and I will talk about him and tell you I would work with him again or not. Brian, are you completely
that's
aware
what
of
that
what
was.
we're doing?
I kind of see it. Yeah, I kind of get it.
It's kind of like the you shoot hoe bag, only instead of the hoe bag, the show or no show bag. If you would
Oh,
work
boy,
with them,
okay.
would you no show them or would you show up?
I got you. Well, I'm a gentleman, so I would never no show.
Yeah.
But would I like it? That's a different story.
All right.
Yeah.
So throw a name out
From that list you sent,
from the list I sent.
let's go with Remy.
Remy.
Yeah, I was about to ask the same thing. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I didn't have much of a big program with Yemi at the time because I was trying to solidify myself in PWIR, and I got fucked over for it. Because I tried to start a feud with Remy, and
Bad idea. Dude's an egomaniac. I'll
he
say
was
it
an
right up.
egomaniac. And here's the thing: this is what really pisses me off because the bad guy in this is in this call. Even I was about to work with Remy, and like the week where it was supposed to be like me starting off with Remy, he wrote my character drunk, had me come out, job to Maverick, and Remy was gonna go ahead and work with Maverick.
Really? He did that to you? Just straight up, like, fucked you over like that?
He straight up
Yeah.
fucked me over like that.
What a cock.
And
It
so
basically.
what?
Oh,
You want to know what the interesting thing is, Dutch? I was talking about these yesterday. I'll save it for the chat. But Remy, it was not a surprise to me. Remy messaged me ahead of time and said, like he was like trash talking you hardcore. It was ridiculous. He was like, you know what, we're gonna work with you because you've been showing promise and like. Fuck Dutch! Like I literally think he said that. I'm not paraphrasing.
yeah, I believe him saying that.
I believe that. We used to go at it a lot. Remy especially was outspoken towards me because we always had disagreements on, like booking and ideas for the show and ideas for my character, which was what was it, John Hall at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Remy's a piece of shit.
Remy is a cunt.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
personally, to conclude it, I would no show the fucker. I would not want to work. I would not want to work with him again for the reason being that he fucked me over.
Yeah, not cool.
Because I also worked with Remy. I guess I have a say in this. I wouldn't as well, but not necessarily because I didn't get along with the guy. It's just in a roundabout way. During my time in PWR, Remy putting me over like that was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Because at that point, no. It's gonna sound ridiculous, but listen. At that point, nobody ever saw Maverick as anything other than he was the guy who beat Remy, and I literally it kept going on for months and months, and I was just like, are y'all ever gonna drop this? Like Maverick's been doing more things than, he's been doing some really good vignettes with a DH or who was HD at the time.
Yeah.
And he was doing a lot of good stuff, and they would just never back away. Like that was his claim to fame. He would never do anything else.
You know why that is? Because the guys who ran PWR were so full of themselves, they could not even fathom like actually letting other characters, flourish and do their own thing and get over.
Yeah.
If you weren't like, what was it, WW Fed or some
Yeah,
shit like
it was
that?
WW Fed. WW Fed.
Yeah, if you weren't part of that,
took
then they didn't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Which was really annoying.
The worst thing that frustrates me, and I've said it last night in Discord, but currently, well, people probably forgot it. I hated the guts of the top guy there, who was a character named Nikolai, who was a multiple-time
God.
champion there. And
Ugh.
the thing that frustrated me the most, and this is going to be my nationalism coming out, I hated the fact that his character was booked as a Dutchman. He was from the Netherlands, yet the person behind it wasn't Dutch at all. He didn't know jack shit. And every Dutch thing his character said was ran through Google Translate. And that pissed me the fuck off.
No way.
Yes way. He ran it through Google Translate, which was the worst. And he said something like, "Ik ga u kapot maken nu snel," which is, well, it sounded like that. That's how it's pronounced in Dutch, but literal translation is, "I'm fucking going to up you right now." That's what it basically came down to. And I despised him for that shit. You could have come to me, the actual Dutchman, and be like, "Hey, could you translate this for me?" I would have loved to do that. However, Nikolai is a cunt, and I would fucking wish he would come to WIR for the reason of making him a jobber.
And
I'm beginning to sound like Cornette.
To be honest, I think if he did come, I don't know if he'd get buried, but I don't think he'd make it to the top of the card.
No.
He's
No, I
just
don't
based
think he
off
was
of
that
skill.
good.
Like his promos were really convoluted, and yeah,
Agreed.
like you and me, Dutch. Like he gave us a lot of grief for not being on a certain level, but I think we've by far surpassed, both of us surpassed what he was at the time.
We have definitely become better than him, to say the least.
Oh my God, Nikolai, his
Anybody-
promos were the worst. Sorry to interrupt. I just have to get this out there.
Yeah, you're-
His promos, he is so self-absorbed. that his
And you know what
character was the
the worst shit
worst.
was? You know what the worst shit was?
What?
He was a freaking babyface.
He was not a
originally
babyface.
no,
That's
he
the
was
thing.
originally heel, but he turned babyface,
Yeah.
and he didn't change any of his character traits.
That's what
He
I'm
was just
saying.
the
Like,
same guy, but
he-
we're
he
just
was
told
a-
to like him.
yeah, exactly. Like he did nothing that a babyface would do. All of his promos were like these long, like weird, like miniature movies, like where it was
Yeah.
like him walking in a dark alley and he comes back and he talks to these characters that don't exist outside of his promos that no one gave a shit about, and he thought he was the shit, and like he had this whole thing that nobody cared about, but in his mind it was like the greatest thing ever. And you read it and it's like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Like it was really just, it was cringy. It was very cringy. That's how I think of Nikolai. When I think of Nikolai, I just cringe because it's like, ugh, it's horrible.
Yeah, no, I don't feel you.
He's like
and for anybody who's
he's like the Tyler
sorry,
Dillon of us
sorry.
all.
yeah, like what if anybody's listening, if you don't understand,
Can I go ahead and
exactly
put something out there right now for a second? Just something real quick.
what's up?
Tyler Dillon is asking who else is in this chat with me.
Right.
Just putting it out
He's
there.
still-
Tyler Dillon is in this chat, so if you want to talk shit about him, now's your chance. Also,
Oh, boy.
Tyler, I know you said I shouldn't say your name, but I really
Let's,
wanted to.
Oh, one
What?
more thing. Jack Flash told me to tell you, Dutch, that you fucked up by not having my pick on the stream.
Yeah, I did fuck up
You
with that, but I mean, like I
Are you able to
removed,
change it?
I removed his instead. I saw that. However, I now have.
gonna-
It's time, I believe, to add a new person to the chat.
Wait, hold on. Before you add this new person, I gotta say one
I
thing
just got
about,
a message from Tyler. God damn you!
I gotta say one thing about Nikolai. If anybody doesn't understand, if anybody thinks we're over exaggerating, let me explain exactly what the head, which Nikolai was also the head of the promotion.
Yeah,
Let me explain some of the shit that happened. Okay. He was the first ever mid-card champion, all right, which was the Empire Championship. And then later, because Nikolai was the one holding it, when the mid-card belt was fused with the world belt, like Nikolai pretty much became the world champion,
Mhm.
like just because he was the one holding the mid-card belt. Like the mid-card belt became the world title just because Nikolai was the one holding it.
Nikolai,
And also,
fuck you, Nikolai.
they thought this Nikolai versus Antonio Pagano feud was so the tits that they decided to have them face in a best of 5 series, which that's interesting if it like happens over the course of
Oh,
a month or like a few weeks, that'd be cool. No, this
Nope.
shit happened in one night,
yep. I remember that.
Why
It
not?
opened the
One
show and closed the show.
Yeah.
and none
absurd.
of them were any good. And the worst part is it was a complete, like blue balls because Antonio had won the thing 3-1, but like there had to be a 5th one so Nikolai could get the last win and go over in the end. He didn't win the championship, but he
He ended
Good
up winning
moment.
in the end.
yeah.
By the way, we're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and go silent for a bit, and we are about to have the newest guest on the stream right now. Are you both ready?
I am ready.
Sure.
Drum roll, please. Yeah, it's on the stream. The newest guest is going to be
Bobby Faye.
Well,
Please welcome to the stream Andrade Alegra, aka Mil Leones Jr., aka
Generation
Miles Alpha.
oh wait, they're all the same person? What?
Welcome to the call.
Hello.
For those who are just tuning in right now, my name is The Mark Dutch, and we are doing WIR Let's Talk. For the first time in 1.5 years, I'm here joined by the WIR World Champion, Maverick, the original booker, the creator, the god of WIR, Brian Once Blood, aka John Hall, aka Jay Lethal's protege, and we are just joined by not only David Bader, not only Mil Leonis Jr., we are joined by Andrade Allegra. I assume that's how you pronounce your name. Don't really give a shit,
Arriba.
but whatever.
Arriba.
How many characters were you?
3.
For real.
This is all news to me. I didn't
Yeah,
even
me
know
too.
that
I
Miles
actually
and
gave a chance,
Max
or
I guess I'm just dense as fuck because I didn't realize this shit.
because Genesis never actually had a match.
Who never had a match?
Genesis.
Genesis. Oh, I remember. You were Genesis?
They had one match.
What?
It never got written, so I was like,
You
"Damn,
gave up.
This is gonna suck," and I left.
I remember booking you more than once. What are you talking about? I'm
And
pretty sure
those
you had
matches
some
never
singles
got
matches.
written, though. They were always technical difficulty.
Hey, man. That's what happens when you first start. No one gives a shit. Sorry.
Mhm.
Oh, man. So you were Genesis? You've been around for a long-ass time.
Let me go ahead and say
Yeah,
something.
Well, there was like 3 or 4 months in between Genesis and Bader.
Okay.
We have Miles Alpha wanting to join the stream as well, and he will be joining sooner or later. Also, I
Alright,
I got sent a picture by a certain person who kind of got banned from WIR, I believe.
You got Bobby Fade's nude.
He's just...
I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Faye's nude. It'd probably be shit, but
Didn't she
It'd be
send like a
interesting.
picture of her stomach or something?
no, she sent a picture of her tits, bro.
Oh,
Apparently,
I
I've
missed that
heard-
one.
Wait, what?
Fuck, I missed that picture. I only saw like a picture of her stomach or something.
It was only there for like a second. Like nobody saw it except for Kate.
We need to get Kate in here to say if it was good.
Speaking of Kate, I think she's asking who is who. I'm Brian. Hello.
I am.
That was Maverick.
Mhm.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Mark Dutch. And also we have
I'm quite a few people, but I'm most recently known as Generation Max.
you're
Good
known,
gimmick,
You're
by the
known
way.
for shit. Also, I might
Good
should
shit.
go ahead and add like a picture of fuck it, I'll just add every picture I got in here.
Look,
I'll add it again.
I think
I'll just keep
we
it
need to
to
make a hype poster for the Generation Mex Clash, but it's just going to be the WrestleMania 5 poster, and we just shittily impose Mill onto Hulk Hogan, and we put Andrade on Savage. Boom, money.
The mega power, the mexa powers explode.
Oh my god,
There
that's
you go.
amazing.
There's your
Perfect.
tagline. 10 out of 10.
I'm
100
I'm
out of
100% down for that. Also, I've kind of altered the picture on the stream right now. You may want to look at it. It's beautiful. But let me go ahead and fucking I felt like I want to go ahead and talk shit about someone. I feel like talking shit about someone, and that person is going to be a certain person called Hex. And Hex is a Hex.
Oh, boy.
Hex was a character who was kind of pushed towards me because the night I debuted, I made my WIR debut. No, wait. The house party. The first house party I did, I debuted on Living the Gimmick, and I turned heel, and people were confused and shit because I kind of became the Big Show. I came in and I turned immediately. And I want to go ahead and tell the story from my point of view. Maverick, will you allow me to?
Go ahead.
Because
Okay.
for people who don't know, Maverick is Hex.
Yeah. Same person.
For the yeah, but
What? Really?
You didn't know this?
No, I knew it the whole time.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I like to believe that was sarcasm, but here's the thing. When I made my debut, Hex was kind of pissed off. He lost at living the gimmick, or I believe he didn't even get booked. And he was given absolutely nothing for all the effort he put in. So he was pushed to play along with the new guys, who were Devin Sanders, who never showed up ever.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Jack Anchor, and me. That we were in a triple threat match, which I believe I won. Yeah, I won it before Hex came in and attacked the three of us and talked. And Hex, he talked shit about like how he never got anything, and he wants an open challenge for next house party.
The old I have nothing to do, so I'm gonna do the old open challenge gimmick.
Exactly. Which was responded to by a nice punch in the face by Mark Dutch and Jack Anchor. Well, first Mark Dutch, then came Jack Anchor. However, the following house party, the match was booked. No, the match was booked of Jack Anchor versus Mark Dutch, and which Jack Anchor won. I mean, because well, immediately afterwards, in came Hex with a steel chair and decided to hit me over the back. And Anchor over the
Oh,
back.
bitch.
Then became my reign of terror, where I never lost again until the ultimate A happening, the first ever A happening, which was a match between Ryan Sunshine, Sonny Carson, and me, including the whole Amadov, first ever Amadov. And well, here's the thing: Hex and I were going to work until Amadov, and week 3, I didn't really hear anything anymore from Hex. Week 4, I still didn't hear anything from him. I was like, huh? That's weird. And on the night of Amadov, I came to hear that Hex had ditched me. He had left without saying anything, and thus gave me an early pass into the next round for Amadov, since I was facing Hex in the first round.
In the main event.
The main
Need I
event.
remind everybody.
The main event of night 1.
Yeah.
And there was this certain guy named Hex who ditched me. And so he gave me a free pass to the second round. Also, CJ, it has happened to me as well. Let me go ahead and count some. It was Kevin Scott Jackson twice. It was Captain Canuck. It was Hex. It was Jack Anchor once, which is like 5 already. That's 5 occasions where I was ditched. Otaku Kid ditched me once, who, for you guys know, is Eric Applebaum, who ditched me.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're at 6 people already who ditched me mid-feud. Duncan Green, when we started the override, that's 7.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the worst
I'm
thing
noticing
I
a
ever
pattern
had.
here.
Kaiji, the guy who took video templates and made them his promos, and he got a monster push from Brian.
I missed that guy. That guy was the shit.
He ditched me, so fuck him.
How can you? Well, true, but like, how can you compete with that? The dude made fucking videos for promos. That's awesome.
You know what he did? He took.
Dutch did it.
Listen, you know what he did? Also, I did it as well. I made also videos.
Dutch did it.
You know what he did? He took a video, like, enter text here videos with many animations in it, and he just replaced it with, like, a sentence, like, I will kill you or something, and that would be, like, 10 seconds in the screen, and that was his promo.
You're right, but it was still cool as fuck.
I mean, I should fucking do it then.
I will cut your limbs off.
It will cut your limbs off while showing an animation of a girl floating to the ceiling, which was, as I say, a template video where all I have to do is change the text. Hawk twice, Dean, Lucy,
spooky.
Dean again, Duncan, Warlock, in a world title feud, for fuck's sake. I think Warlock ditched me. No, wait, Warlock didn't ditch me. I was ditched again though by someone, but I forgot which would be the 10 ditchings. But let me go ahead and say though, fuck, fuck, fuck Hex.
Fuck.
Anywho, Maverick.
Damn.
Suddenly
What's the
Hex
big
came
dude?
back under a new gimmick called Maverick, one I was very familiar with in PWR because he was part of a guy who fucked me. And then we feuded again, where I stole his independent championship title belt.
Yeah.
And for which was honest to God just a cheap reason to get myself a championship.
No, because I did agree to drop it to you.
You did agree to me.
I was like, I see the value in like the title switching for the purpose of the feud, so it's cool.
Yeah, which
Wait,
was
what?
done.
What was this?
This was November
late
2015. No, wait. It was. Wait, I got it written down somewhere.
It was late 2015. It was November, December.
Le-
What belt was this? What are you talking about?
The independent title feud me and Dutch had.
yeah,
Oh, I didn't even. That was when I was gone.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
gone
that was-
just then.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and say Dutch left after a feud with Eric Von Jarrett. And what he did, and also this was November 11th, 2015, when Dutch won the Independent Championship. However, what happened was Dutch left. He disappeared after a feud with Eric Von Jarrett, which was a amazing fucking feud who never got any proper recognition. And what happened was he was gone, and suddenly these pictures came up like he will come soon and shit, which was me basically fucking around on Illustrator. And all of a sudden Mark Dutch came back. But he wasn't Mark Dutch though. He was this character called the Dutchman, which was basically an Undertaker ripoff,
Yeah.
who pedigreed Maverick to gain the title after the ring ropes broke and Dutch almost broke his neck, which I wrote, by the way, which was amazing. And
Good spot.
3 weeks in, Dutch revealed it was all a ruse to get the championship, only to lose
That's
it at
Dutch's
the next.
gimmick. He just.
Only to lose it at the next pay-per-view to Maverick again.
Yeah.
And we
Dutch's
went
gimmick,
our
dude.
way.
Just turn back and forth, so you don't know what's gonna happen. He can turn face or heel at any moment. You never know.
It's the Big Show. So yeah, Dutch pretty much is a mirror image of the Big Show, just not shit.
just not giant and shit.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
6'6", so I would argue I'm giant. And but yeah,
You
All right.
You mentioned may I say this real quick?
Yeah.
You mentioned a rip-off Undertaker.
yeah.
To this day, I have not seen a better gimmick than back in PWR when there was a guy by the name of the Underwear Taker.
Wait,
You remember this?
I don't. When was
You don't-
this?
It was part when I was there. There was this motherfucker named the Underwear Taker, and his gimmick was he was the Undertaker, but like he had like pink underwear or something like that.
It's basically
And
fixed
he's
stud.
like, I will steal your underwear or whatever the fuck. And it was amazing, and I still to this day I miss it. Like
I mean, we still had
longed-
Gay Miz.
Yeah,
That-
game is
that cracks
Yeah,
me up every time.
It
That's
was
a
Miz.
great gimmick.
stupid shit. Because one of their biggest fucking angles was that they were having shows on a fucking cruise ship, and the ship was being hijacked by Gay Miz, who was a terrorist. Oh
his-
Christ!
And his theme song.
Let me go ahead and say I just got something from Miles Alpha. No, wait, I'm lying. No, wait, I'm not lying. From Miles Alpha.
Oh, this is perfect.
I'm gonna put it on the stream right now. I'm not gonna say anything. It'll eventually pop up. But I like it a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and remove Maverick because I really want to. And I want to remove Lucy. Go ahead and add this picture in. I'm not going to say anything about it. You guys just have to go ahead and watch the stream to see it. However,
Son AJ Styles.
it's a promise that came through.
Is the stream?
I have no idea what
able
you're
to
talking
be
about.
Viewed on YouTube right now.
Here you go. I've put it on the stream.
Is the stream being broadcasted on YouTube right now?
It is broadcasted
Yes.
on YouTube, yeah.
I'll put a link in the Skype chat.
It should go
Okay.
ahead and come up any second now while we're watching it live. Sorry. Here's
That's fantastic.
the Mexa powers explode.
Oh Jesus!
Hold on. I need
Oh my God!
Now
So-
all we need to do is change the WrestleMania to do a flip, and it's perfect.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta see this.
I need to go ahead and properly
There we
size it
go.
though.
Who made that?
That was
Bravo.
that was Alpha. I believe.
Bravo!
Bra fucking vo. Also, I got a message apparently from Tyler. Please don't talk shut about me.
Fuck
too
you,
late.
Tyler.
Fuck you, Tyler. Faggot.
Tyler can listen. It's just on YouTube. Like you don't have to wonder. Just listen to the fucking stream.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you say shit like that, it happens.
Sunday, April 2nd, 1989. Whoa.
Yeah, I saw it. I see the fucking poster. See that shit's.
Alright. I think we need to go ahead and pass the mic for a second to Mil Leones Jr., aka Alandre Andrada, whatever the fuck it is. Are you still there
Allegra.
at least? Mil, are you there?
Yes.
Alright,
What's
there you
up?
are. I want you to go ahead and name a couple of names with people you feuded with, regardless if the feud was amazing or the feud was shit.
Well, my first feud ever, like my first real feud, was with Morgan O'Connor.
God, that's a
in
name.
the infamous Bar Crawl Brawl, first battlefield ever. And then I had a feud with Los Changas as G-Max, and a feud with BBC as G-Max. My
Would you
first
go ahead and
feud-
talk shit about the BBC?
Oh, fuck the BBC, man. Like, their title
Keep in mind, this
achievement
is being
is literally nothing. There's nothing about them that's nice.
streamed. So you would, if you were to
damn.
feud with them again, would you do it?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. They're a great team to work with.
All right then. Well, Brian, you've had a couple of feuds. Never as a
Have.
character though, until Lewis Blackwater, I believe, right?
Yeah. I never wanted to be an active wrestler while I was booking. I thought that was a bad idea because I learned from PWR. So
Next lie.
yeah.
Show by example.
Okay.
No, so this is their first time in, I believe, 3 years at least since you've had a character. even.
About. hmm
But you had a character called John Hall in WIR, who was a jobber though, right?
John Hall he was brought in for the deathmatch tournament.
He
I
was
think it
on
was
the
the
roster,
second one.
though.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys used him or not. I remember he just filled a spot in the deathmatch tournament. A job to Steven Alexander, I want to say.
Oh,
Yeah, but that was only like a one-time thing, just because I wanted to participate. But I came up with the Blackwater character to. I don't know. I kind of want to I want to work with guys and just kind of mentor and come up with cool shit, and I think it's working. So it's been fun. I like being Blackwater. It's fun.
Because the Maverick Blackwater feud is the tits right now. I gotta say.
I enjoy it myself.
Shameless,
Yeah.
shameless plug. It's good shit.
Hall was
And
there
also-
for a mod of 2. And officially, John Hall currently plays as El Hijo del Slav.
Well,
Actually.
not anymore.
Not anymore, apparently. So, CJ, Kate, you're wrong. PB Scene, you're wrong.
I mean,
What do you mean,
Sloth
not
has been
anymore?
killed like 4
Look,
times since the week you brought that up.
Let's make it canon, and WiR is canon.
I need to make
That,
something really quick. I got a message. Didn't John Hall become Hippie John? No, Hippie John has no relation to John
No.
Hall at all.
No,
Hippie John
none.
is a character I created in PWR because I wanted my character to take a break, try something new. I became a hippie. I got jobbed the shit, and instead of being drunk, I was high the entire time. Until
Hippie John was great.
Hippie John was great. He had 2 feuds. He only had 1 victory against Agent Orange, a 50-year-old guy who dressed in orange. And then he had a feud with Lazarus Sirenius, which he lost. And then, because he was no longer addicted to weed, to marijuanas, I should say, he was addicted to marijuanas, he joined the army again. Only he got addicted again, and now he's in WiR.
If I recall correctly, Hippie John actually had a match with John Hall at one point.
I
I think it might have
so.
been my debut in PWR.
You won, though.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
so.
I'm pretty sure. I remember vividly he only had 1 victory.
I'd like to think that John Hall has a 3 Faces of Foley gimmick going on, where he's John Hall, El Hijo del Sloth, and Hippie John.
And he wrestled himself, yes.
But do you remember the Maverick versus John Hall little short program?
Yeah, I remember you showed me like a couple weeks ago.
I don't.
I didn't
recall.
remember it until you brought it up again, but now that I did read it over, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it's you've made giant strides as a match writer. I will say that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I mean that as a compliment. Like,
Can I interrupt you guys for a second?
PWR was terrible.
Tyler Dillon reminded me that he feuded with Hippie John and kind of lost. Because
Kinda?
this
How do
is
you
this is the story about it. Hippie John was added as a jobber, and Tyler Dillon had a match booked with him. And since he was a jobber, Tyler Dillon didn't promo. However, I remember the password of my old account, and I kind of wrote a promo.
Nice.
Where Tyler Dillon tripped out and got pinned by Hippie John.
What a fuckboy.
Also, fun fact, Hippie John was first going to be Hippie J.
Hippie J?
Yeah, but according to PWR, we had a lot of Johns. We had a lot of J's at the time.
Fuck them.
What? No,
So
we
it-
really had a John. I don't remember a
Yeah,
J.
we had one John. So that wouldn't
like,
be
no
appropriate.
J's.
So it
I
had
don't
to
remember.
he had to have a different name. I believe it was J though. But however, I had to make it John because there was already someone else with a different name. Hence why he became Hippie John, and it kind of stuck.
Man, I remember my run in PWR. I had a feud with fucking Bruce Rogers. What was he at the time? Is Marshall West?
Yeah,
Marshall
His
West.
name.
Marshall West,
we
a
had a-
cop.
We had a pretty good feud. I remember that was right before I left. Like the last thing I did was have a match with him, and then I started WIR, and I didn't even think it was gonna like be a thing at the time. I think it's hilarious that like most of the people from PWR ended up migrating over to WIR.
Because we were all tired of the bullshit. You know?
They're terrible. They're horrible. Like I can't stress it enough. If anyone listening to this has never heard of or seen or looked up PWR, don't even bother. It's terrible. It's horrible.
The only reason I would go back to look at some of the things is you can see early developments of Mark Dutch and John Hall and Maverick. You know, you can see what they were before. But other than that, you don't really need to wait. Like, there were some good matches. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't all
I don't
complete
remember.
shit.
You know what I remember?
Tell me.
I remember there was like a five-way match for the world title, and I was in it. I forgot what show it was at.
It
Do you
was
know what I'm
at
talking
the,
about?
I know it was the Scramble, was it not?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Maverick was in that too.
Okay, I remember I was in it, and I had cut a badass promo, and the way they wrote the match, they didn't write the match from start to finish. They
No.
wrote that there was like a commercial, like a fucking like long commercial for some reason, and they only wrote the finish. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's the main event, this 5-way match for the world title, this giant ass thing, and you skip the entire match and only write the finish? And they're like, oh, you expect us to write this like half an hour long match? And I'm like, yes, assholes. Yes, I do
Yeah.
expect you to write the whole thing. Fucking
Like-
assholes.
They didn't want to write. And funny thing is,
No.
I talked earlier about the 5 best of 5 thing in one night, where Pagano and Nikolai had 5 matches in one night.
Yeah.
You want to know the funny shit?
What?
None of those matches were any good.
Yeah.
And if you combine all 5 of those matches, it's still 8,000 characters less than Maverick versus Miles versus Dutch at same shit, different year.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Isn't that hilarious though?
Like,
They-
it fucking blows my mind.
We've come a long way, all of us. I really think that, like, WIR is getting so much better now. I mean, it was good back then, but it's getting even better. Like, everyone's like kind of finding their
Groove.
niche, and they're getting into
They're
It
finding
took
their
only
groove,
3
yeah.
fucking years, but like everyone's really like on their game now. Like, storylines are great. People are really like coming together with the Discord and shit. Like, you think PWR would have a fucking podcast like this? Hell no.
Yeah, definitely not. But
I
you know
remember-
what I think it is, though? I think it's just time. Like,
Yeah.
we've been around for 3 years now. We've had time for people.
Can I go
read
ahead?
these
I love
characters.
this thing I just got in. This comes in from Jack Flash. PWR sounds like the WCW 2000 of eFeds, which is a
Oh,
pretty
no,
honest
you're right.
comparison. However, WCW actually kind of deserved the TV deal. PWR didn't deserve shit.
Like, PWR in its last 4 months had like constant world title changes.
It had constant
Like-
world title changes, and the worst thing of it all, it didn't even write matches anymore. They wrote like these really short descriptions of what the match was like and who won in the end. That's how it ended, because they didn't have enough writers. Because
Nobody
But did they
wanted
have
to write
David
for that shit.
Arquette win
no one wanted
the
to
title?
write anymore, so they had like very small bits, which is fucking bullshit if you ask me.
No, they didn't have David Arquette, but they had Nikolai, which is kind of the same thing.
It's not.
Well,
worse.
David Arquette is David Arquette at least had something wonderful about him.
At least he's a talented actor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nikolai had nothing going for him. Fucking
Yeah.
nothing. He was an egomaniac. His promos sucked. His matches sucked. His character sucked. Everything about him sucked. He was a shitty person, and I really I'm not interested. Like, I had so many arguments and disagreements with that dude, and he thought he was the shit.
Yeah.
And he was
Really?
trying to tell me, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. This is my Fed, and I'm going to run it how I want, and fuck you, blah, blah, blah. Like, not those words exactly, but essentially.
Yeah,
I can't
sure.
tell you how many arguments I had with that fucking guy.
I never really
Yeah.
talked to him because I told him to go fuck himself after I found out he wasn't a real Dutchman.
All right,
And
so while we're on the topic of history here, I went back and looked up when Genesis actually debuted. They debuted on, well, my promo, like my vignette for their like intro was on November 27th, 2014. Their first match was December 7th, 2014. That was technically difficulted. And then they were booked on 12/14. And
Can I
then
stop
they
you
didn't
for a
get
second?
booked. Yes.
Technical Difficulty was a pay-per-view where in week 3 we did not have a name for the pay-per-view yet. This was when Brian just left, and I believe Carson was in charge, and I was the graphic designer. So someone said in the comments, "Why don't we just Technical Difficulty the entire pay-per-view?" So I took a picture of an iPhone, created some appearing to be apps.
I remember that.
This was during the time of the override, even. So it was a shitty time.
That was a good idea.
It was the
apps-
dark ages of WIR.
Well, it
Yeah.
it was a time where the override was really overbooked. But I'm standing behind the fact that I believe that the override could have been something bigger, for the reason being that the characters of CJ and Dutch had great chemistry, and they would have Applebaum hack into the stream. Caitlyn would be behind the door, like making sure nobody came in because Caitlyn was a badass. And then we had CJ and Dutch take over the commentary, like steal it from. We had amazing chemistry for it. We had commentary where we were basically joking around. It's still to this day a thing that Dutch is 100% sure that CJ likes beer, while the character of Carl Jones is actually straight edge. So Dutch to this day continues to offer alcohol to him that he always refuses. Which is a little thing that keeps going, and like CJ
That's funny.
Yates BBC said, Override was an awesome idea, but Dutch and I had two completely different versions of it, hence why it failed. But
Nice.
I have to say though, there are a couple of things that I keep with me the entire time. Whenever Dutch is heel, Dutch never says the correct pronunciation of Moxie Moon. Always changes the first letter. Foxy Foon, Coxy Coon. Whenever he's a heel, he never says her name right. And whenever he's a
That's
face,
okay.
though,
Blackwater never says anything right, so I feel you there.
he even says your without the proper way of writing it while writing an ostrich.
Oh.
But
Yes.
That you can thank Lady Boss for that idea. She came up with the parade and the ostrich. We were in the car going somewhere. I think we were going to get her haircut or something. And I was like, I need a segment. What do you think? And I came up. I think I came up with the parade. And I was like, I want Blackwater to be riding out on some kind of animal. Give me an animal. And she said ostrich. What was that? Oh, she's yelling at me. She came up with the parade. Yeah.
she needs to join on. I mean, like it's time that
She wants to join on.
because
Is
I
it-
think it's time for Mill to
Mill
finally.
didn't even finish his story. He was talking about Genesis.
Yeah, but I think it's time for Mill to finally come face to face with something that can birth a child, at least. I think it's time he comes face to face with a woman. But anywho, I'm sorry. Continue your story, Mill.
Right. So
He got off on a little tangent there.
on that little depressing burn, yeah. So I was booked twice in December 2015,
You're
and
welcome.
then I wasn't booked again for a month, and every other time I was booked after that, it was a squash. So there you go.
That's the story.
That's the story.
That's the whole story.
Now,
In
You guys
defense,
went on a 15-minute tangent for a 30-second story.
fucking in counterpoint. I was booking at the time. I tried to give you a fair shot.
Oh no, I'm well aware. I just left after like Christmas, apparently.
Yeah, like I kept trying to book you, and you just weren't promoting. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna job this fucking dude out." I guess I don't know.
I lost heart in Genesis very, very quickly.
Yeah, I noticed.
Very quickly.
I think you were the first person to ever be on the waiting list.
can I go ahead and do something right now?
Yeah.
I have. I would like to say that we have a new guest coming on right now,
Oh, shit.
Fancy.
and
Oh,
I'm
shit.
gonna have to say, drum roll, please.
We can't hear drum roll. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to introduce to you all. He is the one, the only. He had his own pay-per-view at one point called
Oh,
Kyle's
shit.
Loopholes in Your
Oh,
Fucking
shit.
Face
Mean
Cunt.
machine.
I would like to introduce to
I'm
you
a
all
motherfucking mean
fuck.
machine.
Kyle
Mean
Scott, the
machine.
meme machine.
Mean machine. Without
Son of a
memes,
bitch.
I will die.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Oh.
It's
And
me, Austin.
he was refused.
me, Austin. Oh, God.
Where is he? I've never
Where
heard
is-
Kyle's voice before.
Kyle is so dedicated to memes, he didn't even show up.
He no-showed us.
Fucking shit. But I need to confess my how much of a mark I am for Kyle's character.
He won't add, I can't add him for some reason. This is no joke. I'm trying
Is he
to add
actually
him.
coming in? What the fuck? Where are you
He's
going?
actually trying to come in, only there's a problem. We're having
Let's
technical
just shit talk
difficulties.
Kyle while he's not in here yet.
Ah, fuck him.
Fuck Kyle.
Fuck him.
No, I want him in here. I'm a Kyle Mark, honestly. Good, the best fucking heel. Some of the best fucking heel work I've ever seen.
It says I may
Very
need to
memey.
update my Skype to have him join, or he needs to update his Skype. So in the
You know what I
meantime,
appreciate about Kyle? Can I just say something real quick? You know
No.
what I appreciate about Kyle? His character has not changed since like day one.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's literally been here, I think, since the very first show. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure didn't he like main event the first show or something?
I believe so.
Yeah, and he lost to Sunshine to be the first champ. That motherfucker, he hasn't changed a single bit in like 3 years, which is
Oh,
amazing.
no,
wait,
been
I
a
don't think
fuck.
so. I think Scott won.
No. I don't know if he won the first main event. I could check on
He
the
won the
wiki,
first-
but
I think he won the first main event.
Wait. Before we continue, though, for a second,
3, says Kyle.
we need to go ahead and
We need to look.
3, says Kyle in here.
in the live chat. You guys can now vote. We are going to have a new guest, but you can pick right now. The person
Ooh.
the people who are able to be added are Jack Flash,
ugh.
Brandon Byrne,
Oh, hey, he's all right.
or Miles Alpha. Vote in the
Who?
chat. Vote in the live chat right now if you either want Byrne to come in, you want Miles Alpha to join in, or you want Jack Flash to come in.
Feel the burn.
Burns very accurate when he says hashtag we don't really want Burn, but he's all right, I guess.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Gotta go with Flash on this one. Miles, we have one vote for Byrne.
2 votes
Everyone-
for Burn.
No, we have, yeah, right. Byrne. 2
Burn
votes
voted
for Byrne,
himself.
1 for Miles, 1 for Flash. 2
One
votes for
for-
Flash. I'm not sure if I want Flash though.
Oh, fucking Tyler said Ma.
All
Okay,
right,
2
Miles is disqualified.
Wait,
because
what?
Tyler voted for him.
Wait, who the fuck is Lucas Tubbs?
That's Lucy.
Oh, that's Lucy.
Yeah.
I love the
Why
little.
isn't Lucy in here?
If
Adding them
anybody's wondering-
all. I got a message.
That's
Why?
Lucy.
Just add them all. Okay, we're gonna go with. I've made the call on who will
If
join.
that- Well, this is gonna get
I'm
ridiculous.
gonna set the shit up for the person to join. I've made a choice myself. There we go.
I
gonna
have
be great,
insider information that it's going to be Tyler Dillon.
Fuck
Please
no.
no.
Christ.
We had Kurt Cobain shoot himself in the head. I mean,
Hey,
we've had enough.
Can I bring something up to you, Dutch? I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
What is it like moderating that fucking cesspool that is known as Squared Circle?
Moderating Squared Circle is, well, let me go ahead and say it's something. You have a lot of retards who are... Are you fucking kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is D. Mark Dutch and my Skype just crashed. I mean, I'm professional as fuck. I mean, I like to blame Tyler Dillon for this. Fucking hell. I feel like a failure right now. Tyler has ruined. Tyler DDoSed me, probably. I believe he did so, yes. Kyle Scott is currently calling me on my cell phone, even. Um, let me go ahead and do something real shit. Also, Tyler sent me a message. Yeah, I did. My bad. Tyler, fuck you. I'm gonna go ahead and remove you from my. I'm gonna remove you from Discord probably even ban you. So everybody, go ahead in the comments say, "Fuck you, Tyler." You can go and say that. Fuck you, Tyler. Sorry. Anywho, I'm currently coming back on. No, I don't want that. I'm really sorry for this. I feel like a failure. Okay. God damn it. Anywho, it's going to be. Skype is almost launched. My apologies, honestly. I was about to say we might need to make a 5 to 10 minute break. But Skype has started up right now. All is well. I'm really sorry for forcing you guys to listen to me like this. I know it's bad. It's awful. There's currently a call going on though, which I need to host actually, because otherwise, there's gonna be a problem. I believe Kyle Scott is in there. Oh, well, you know what? Fuck it. Someone else is hosting it. I'm okay with it. We are currently waiting a second or two before it allows me to join. Because I have the feeling that Skype is gonna crash again. I hope not, but it may or may not happen. Here we are.
The
Yeah,
whole point is to not
you'd
bump
probably
on your head.
I'm back.
You probably say something
Hi, everyone.
you mean a Facebook or a spike or
Hi.
like what?
You guys, I'm back currently because, in case you weren't listening to the stream, my Skype crashed.
I noticed that
Oh,
you
shit.
disappeared.
Yeah, my Skype crashed. I was still online along with the rest, but yeah, that shit happened. I think it's
Anyway.
time to be adding our newest person to the chat though. What we're gonna do is we're gonna end the call. I need to host it because only then I can add people like this.
have to
Well,
end-
now.
If we're gonna end the call, I'm gonna go take a piss. So
Yeah, I need to go take a mean ass shit, to be honest.
I need to go. I need to have a smoke break, but I'm still gonna continue. So we're gonna end this call for a second. I'll host it. You guys can join anytime you like, and I'll just take it over from there. So
All right.
end the call for a second. We're currently waiting for Brian, Miles. The call is ended. That's good. Uno momento, por favor. The call is starting again. All right. Welcome, Miles. Also, Kyle, I can't add you because, well, I can't add you, Miles, because Kyle, because your Skype is not up to date. For those listening right now, I'm gonna have to say, drum roll, please, for our newest guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stream another Mill. Only he has 2 letters added to it. Please welcome to the stream Miles Alpha. And we're waiting for him to join. Hello there, Miles Alpha.
Hey, how's it going?
Not very much. We're currently doing the stream right now. We have, at this point, 11 viewers. Also, CJ wish he would have joined, but too bad. Also, the chat is kind of going out of control. Welcome, Miles, to this new hell. Boo, fucking young cardinal. Which is...
I'm not surprised.
me neither.
I don't blame him.
Here's the funny thing, though. Kyle loves to spam things. However, at a certain point, you're muted from speaking for quite a while, so Kyle just kind of fucked himself.
Yeah, he's gonna ban himself from YouTube soon.
Yeah. We got a young cardinal in here. We got both Mills. No, wait. It's only us two at this point. So we're going to talk about some shit. I want to go ahead and start off by asking you, Miles. What was it like working in the main event scene last January? First time, right?
Yeah, first time.
It was your first time in the main event scene, and you were immediately put in a feud where two people, I'm not going to say their names, people know who they are, who were in a bit of rivalry. You were kind of thrown in, yet you made it work. Let me go and start off. What was it like? Did you feel any different when you had felt you knew you needed to end the show? You needed to end the same shit, different year show.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, the pressure was kind of on there. I had to make sure that my promo was really solid, which I think it was. Although I do think that Maverick was the right choice. I think his promo was the best there. But yeah, it was a weird feeling. Like, even just reading the match afterwards, it was like there was actually like tension to it. Like it was hard to keep reading.
You felt the. You kind of feel closer to the main event than you earlier did. You're like, oh my god, I'm in the main event. But it didn't really... Well, it feels kind of weird reading it. Agree or disagree?
No, I agree, absolutely. Like, just reading on, it's like like I said, there's so much tension.
It's like this... You're just reading and you're really curious about the ending. You don't want to spoil it for yourself quite yet.
Yeah, exactly. Because you get to the end and you're scared about it,
I was honestly scared about it, yeah. With the reason being, though, I was also welcome Brian back to the stream. Oh no, wait, it's Maverick. Brian.
Hello. What have I missed?
In case
I'm
you
back.
don't know,
Hello.
you are joined here with a person whose real name is Julian, but however, his real name is Miles Alpha.
His shoot name is Miles Alpha.
His shoot name.
Hi.
Yeah. So we
How's it
Hi,
have
Miles.
we have the latest main event of the pay-per-view here, main eventers of the pay-per-view, and we have the original host of the pay-per-view, the host of WiR. I'm really sorry, I really need a smoke break. Brian, what do you think? This is just me being curious. I'm probably asking for Miles and Maverick as well. What did you think of the last main event for Same Shit Different Year 2017?
Oh, the triple threat?
The triple threat with the tension and the locked with the.
I thought it was a great match. I thought it had really good storytelling. I liked the whole handcuff spot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I don't know. I'd have to go back and read it to give you more specific thoughts, but I just remember really enjoying it. I thought it was a good. I was invested. I was invested. It was a good story.
So
I enjoyed it.
all props to Maverick there. For Maverick, he wrote the entire match.
Absolutely. And he
Also,
killed
props
all,
to
like,
Maverick
45
for.
minutes.
I don't mean to like plug my own shit, but like, me and Maverick have been. I like what we're coming up with the Maverick Blackwater stuff. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
I think we've done some really unique, spot. Some really unique things. And the pay-per-view match is actually going to be a joint by me and Brian. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be should be a hell of a match. Definitely.
Sorry,
Definitely
that's
try
the
to
goal.
outdo my.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to make a screenshot from Tyler Dillon sending me a message which goes by
God.
sorry for my autistic ways. Which I found hilarious, so I had to screenshot it. Either way, I'm gonna have to say that I like what I'm doing with Miles. I said it with such confusion. But I have this feeling that we have much more potential. I mean, I like what we're doing, Miles. I honestly do. I have this feeling that had we had taken more time for it, we could have
Yeah, we
made
could have made
something
something really-
much bigger.
Yeah, definitely.
Communication. Mav and I speak all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You really do.
I'm always behind. I'm always on Miles' ass about that. I'm like, Miles,
Yeah, I know.
Miles, it's 4 a.m. at my time on Monday. We need to put this shit in.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Miles is sending me screenshots of his hairy stomach and the Doritos he's eating, and he's like, fuck you.
That's
Jesus.
pretty close to what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Me and Brian are so far ahead of the game. We're actually like kind of like storyboarding the match right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
it's
We got our shit going for this week. It's probably gonna blow all your fucking minds. But
yeah,
Probably
it's gonna be
not.
it's going to go down.
shit's already been ridiculous.
Like
I
it's
wanna
about
say-
to hit the fucking. It's not about to hit the fan. It's about to hit the fucking like wind turbine.
It already hit the fan. Now it's just hitting like the third fan.
It's
Like,
hitting
shit.
the windmill right now.
You want to know something even more? Something that really blew my mind, though? Which is not any feud. Like, I had a brief Reddit conversation with the one, the only Serena Williams because of the
Oh.
WWE World Heavyweight Championship title belt she got in her name. I kind of got like to talk to her like really shortly, like 2 messages. I said, "Hey, thanks for posting the picture on Squared Circle. We really appreciate it. Well, thanks. I love the great responses." I got something like that. Um, which was amazing. I mean, to piggyback on what Brian earlier said, well, earlier asked me what was it like being a Squared Circle moderator. It's really weird because I've gotten to talk to the guys from What Culture. I've gotten to talk to a couple of I've got to talk to Serena Williams now. I've gotten to talk to some more English superstars that I've got to work. I've got to talk to people in China for a AMA that they did. I've talked to Zep Coulter, aka Dutch Mantel. I've got to talk to
Nice.
him. That's been
They
really
just
blown my
looked at
mind.
your name and thought that you guys would get along.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
but 2 guys who have Dutch in their name. I mean, how could they not go be amazing friends? But
Should have accused him of stealing your gimmick.
yeah.
You motherfucker.
But I'm fortunate. However, there is a dark side to being a moderator, which is being called a faggot almost every day. But that's mostly. I mean, that already happened in WIR when I was a short
Yeah,
moderator there, and every day on Discord still.
Comes turf in Squared Circle.
And
It's just,
on Squared Circle, there's also a sad thing, which is I cannot be surprised by anything in WWE for the reason being that I have to be up to speed with spoilers so I can remove them, which kind of took the element of surprise away, which kind of made me a smart mark by default. which is
How did
shit.
you get to be a mod? Like, what did you do?
Here's the thing. It started off with me almost getting Matt Stryker for an AMA. This was 2 years ago or something, 3 years ago. No, not even that. Like 4 years ago, I believe.
Jesus.
I almost got Matt Stryker to do an AMA like the week he left WWE. And so I was kind of like on the radar, and I talked a little bit to Pewdie. I talked a little bit to In My Nothing a lot, and there was this like they were taking people, and I sent my email. I emailed them, and they made their picks, but I thought I was gone. But apparently they keep like the promising names. They keep them separate. So I was in Berlin. I checked my laptop and I saw, hey, it's me In My Nothing, the guy who talks to everybody in the wrestling world for Squared Circle. How would you like to become a moderator? And so I said, yeah, sounds cool. I may not be active though this week because I'm in fucking Berlin. That's all right. I began helping with AMAs and shit. And it also helped that I got an AMA with the Eric van Wagenen, who is the producer of Erik van Wagenen. Eric Van
What the fuck are
Wagenen.
you saying?
There's a lot of
There's this
consonants.
person named Eric Van Wagenen, which is a name of the producer of Lucha Underground, and he also did like a show for Trump, and he did shows for WWE. And I got him to do an AMA, which put him in contact with In My Nothing, Eric kind of got In My Nothing to have this deal with Lucha Underground where they from time to time have an AMA there, and I basically set up the Lucha Underground connection to Sports Circle without my knowledge.
Jeez, look at you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually doing something productive instead of writing a fake character in a fake wrestling world for the entire day.
Yeah, that's worth something too. That's worth more because it's more creative.
No, because I get to talk to the
Mama.
guys from What Culture.
Ooh, what culture? Fucking money marks over here.
I mean,
Fuck.
money
Fuck
maker
what
Mark.
culture? Huh?
I got a message from.
Do you know what a money
CJ.
mark is?
Dutch, you could have just said I got people to do AMAs for the sub, and then you have your life story.
Do you guys know what a money mark is?
No.
A money mark is a term for a promoter or, group of promoters, whatever, people who run a promotion who have a lot of money and think that just pouring money by getting a bunch of like big name wrestlers to work on their shows is going to make them money.
So
When
Vince
most
McMahon.
of the time it's not true.
So
Because
Eric
to see a
Bischoff.
Kurt Angle match, I could go on
No.
the network.
No, I wouldn't call Eric Bischoff a money mark. I would call think of guys like local promotions that have like all these big indie names come by, or
So
even like
WCPW.
old ECW, WWE guys. Like what culture? Definitely money marks.
It is kind of working for them though. Like they've gotten a lot of exposure because of the people they bring in. But
Yeah. I mean, I think they're working because they already had the YouTube channel going and they have a shitload of money that they don't know what to do with.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So like, they're just like, they're going crazy. They're not gonna last very long. I'm calling that right now. They're gonna flame out.
They need to build their own talent.
They're never gonna do that because they're
Yeah,
money
they-
marks, and that's what
Also
happens.
because they have a very good connection with Cody Rhodes at this point. A good connection with
Fuck Cody Rhodes.
Drew Galloway.
well, Drew
cares about
Galloway.
Cody
They got a
Rhodes?
connection with Alberto El Patron, who said like this is his English home. WCPW is his English home.
That doesn't mean shit. People cut promos like that all the time. The thing is,
Literally.
with money marks are a bad thing because these fucking promoters are just marks. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to run a wrestling show. They don't know how to actually book wrestling. So what they do is they throw a lot of money at all these these big names and these legends and former WWE superstar and ECW superstar and like big indie name who goes all over the place and he's super popular on the internet. He's gonna be here. So they bring all these guys in. They pay all this money to have these guys come in, thinking that they're gonna draw. They do end up drawing a little bit, but the fact of the matter is that people, 90% of fans show up for one show because this one guy is on here, and then they leave because they're not actually building anything. They're not presenting a product that people can invest in. They're just doing this one time, hey, we got this famous guy. So they just come for once and then they leave because they don't know how to fucking book wrestling. So that's why being a money mark is bad, and that's why What Culture is gonna fucking fail in the very end. Mark my words.
I think
one
I've watched a
thing
little
I
bit of their
think-
product. So
There's one thing at the end of True Destiny, which was their recent iPay review.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
about to-
they
I didn't
built
see the
up.
show. I saw the advertisement.
What was it? Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I was about to talk about Hendry.
They
He
fucked up
sucks.
Joe Henry.
He sucks. His entrances are cool, but that's all he has for him. I watched a Joe Henry match. I was very unimpressed. I was like, what the fuck is up with this guy? Why do people love him?
It's
I don't
the
remember what
entrance.
match it was. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all he's got. He's got a cool entrance where he does this weird I imagine someone in WIR doing a gimmick like that. You know what I mean?
Singing his own entrance.
Yeah, they do a funny, goofy entrance. But other than that, he's nothing special. He's really who
He
gives
did
a shit?
just attack Kurt Angle at the end of their last show. Their big swerve was that he came out and low blowed him. he turned him heel.
Oh.
Which I mean
Yeah.
it's good for the like they are trying to build new stars. I don't know if he was the right choice, but when you're
Yeah, I know what you
you
mean.
know you can't say that they're completely not building any new stars when they're clearly trying with him at least.
Now go
Well, Joe
ahead and-
Henry was already made big with ICW, right? Was it ICW?
Well, I don't
believe
think
so.
I wouldn't call him big, but he's definitely not Kurt
I
Angle.
wouldn't call him like a big grand name.
He's in vogue. He's one of those names. He's like, I equate him with like Marty Skrull, where like only like smart mark like indie fans are like worshiping him. You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
Marty Skrull now has an ROH deal, though. I think he's got a lot of exposure. Joe Henry, I think, he's a little more indie.
Let me interrupt you for
Yeah,
a
but
bit.
He'll get there.
It's been 1.5 hours, even longer actually, and I
Yeah.
think I personally need a break, a particular nicotine break.
All right, you go. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, you
Don't
guys
worry.
take care of it. I was thinking before I leave, we go ahead and add one more person to the mix. That was my idea. So if you
Alright.
really want to be added, send me a PM. Like send me a message on Discord or with your username. First one to respond will get on the show. So
No, not Tyler. Except for Tyler.
except for Tyler. Fuck Tyler.
Except for Tyler. Don't try it, Tyler. Don't try it. Oh shit.
So we are currently waiting. Send me a message on
No.
Discord.
You see, WCPW.
I got the person. I got the
right
first. I got the
up
person sending me a message. I got the first person. Not saying who it is,
All right.
and I'll add him actually.
All right.
I already have the person chosen, so you can stop sending me messages. Okay. I think this will be an interesting addition. The person
Oh,
can be
boy.
considered annoying
Bobby
at some
Fay.
times.
Great.
It's Jack
Bobby-
Flash.
Funny story. It's not Jack Flash. Actually,
Ooh.
so I'll go ahead
Swerve.
and say that at this point. Give me a second. I need to do this. I would go ahead and say drum roll, please.
Stop fapping.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes into the show the Bard, Lucian.
Oh,
Lucian
shit.
Alexander.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Here we
What's
have
up?
Lucian Alexander. Welcome to WIR. Let's talk. So I love to do the introduction and shit. However, I really need a smoke. So I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm saying 10 because I might just take a piss on the way back.
Go be an addict. It's okay.
I'll be an addict, and then I'll do my drug test by pissing into something. Probably.
Introduction.
I'll take over. Don't worry.
Let me go ahead and
No.
quickly do the introduction, though. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in WIR Let's Talk. I'm about to take a smoke break, but we are here joined by the one, the only Brian Wants Blood, John Hall,
Hello.
Louis Blackwater, along with the person who I hate to the core, Maverick, aka Hex. We have the guy who wished.
The guy. You know, the guy.
He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy. We have a guy who
shit.
is currently in a project with me, who's making something happen, and is going to be something greatness in the future. You guys have to wait and see, and we have to see what we're going to do with the pay-per-view. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Miles Alpha and the one, the only Bard Lucian Alexander, aka this weird guy.
Mr. Bookerman.
Fair.
Mr. Bookerman, the current. We have Brian, we have me, and we have Lucy. We have the 3 generations of people in charge, except for Sonny Carson and Vic Stud. I mean,
I suppose we got the
All right,
world
go take your
champion.
smoke, you fucking addict.
I'll be
I
right
got a
back.
question.
Just gonna take a smoky break.
Yeah, I quit smoking 11 months ago, almost a year. March of last year, I quit smoking.
By the
So,
way, if the stream ends,
go.
it's because my Skype crashed again, and I'm not here to fix it. So, I'll see you guys
All
later
right.
on.
I got a question, Mr. Lucy.
That's me.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm 2 glasses of scotch in, and it's
Good
going
man.
great. It's only 6 o'clock. Anyway, Lucy, how's booking WIR? What are you feeling? What are your thoughts? You're like a month in now, right?
Yeah. I
How's it
dig
going?
it, man. I dig it.
It's a lot of work, right?
Yeah,
Fucked up.
especially the thing that bothers me the most is all you motherfuckers telling me not to book you and then not actually writing something for the show and then people being pissed at me like it's my reason the show is so fucking short. It's
Welcome
like
to being a booker.
yeah.
Like, what is the is there anything like you wish like the community? Because one thing I noticed about this cycle is there was kind of a lack of like big like marquee matches for the house parties.
Mhm.
Like that was the whole reason, I was like, maybe like Maverick should be in a match on the 4th one, world champion action. It's a good draw, and plus you add Applebaum to the mix. There's boom, instant history there. So and,
Well, we
you
gave
just
you
go-
that. We gave you that match, so you're welcome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You guys
Breaking the fourth wall here.
specifically, like you and Mav have been really good about staying in touch with me and letting me know the shit that you guys want me to do. And even when you don't want to be booked, like I at least know what it is you're planning on doing, your segment for the show, and I can plan around it. And like that's super fucking helpful instead of just hearing, "Hey, don't book me," and then waiting to see if they actually do send me a segment.
yeah,
Yeah.
like what happens, yeah.
That's because I've been booker and I know what it's like and I know what you need. So yeah, anybody listening to this, which I hopefully is everybody, hopefully everyone takes note. When you're talking to the booker, please tell him everything that is going on so he knows. I mean, you don't have to worry about spoilers. He's the booker. He knows everything before it comes out. He's supposed to know.
Like-
That's his job.
Like he's gonna read the show, before the damn.
He edits the show.
Yeah.
He takes the show.
Because you
like,
motherfuckers have
tell
so many
him
spelling
everything.
errors, I have to edit the show. I have to
Thank-
read and fix that shit.
Now you know my pain. I love all you guys, but god damn it, like use punctuation, capitalize the beginning of your fucking sentences. Like god damn it. I never understood. Like I know I'm an OCD stickler, but I remember back when I was booker, I had to change everybody's formatting so it was consistent because people would like
my
bold
God.
certain things for no reason, italicize like everything, and I'm like, have you never read a show before? You
Dude,
know
the thing
what's
that gets
supposed
me-
to be what. Come on, guys.
The thing that gets
Like-
me recently has been that people send me their shit as a Word document and like have Control B to the bolds and Control I the italics.
Oh,
So I still have to go in and add that shit in. And it's like, God damn it. I have to like
See, I didn't have that trouble because when I was booker, we didn't use Google Docs. We just did messages. So it was just straight up like, and I have the special whatever what is it, res, like the Reddit enhancement suite, whatever. So like I could get the coding off of it, so that was cool. But like yeah, I wish we had Google Docs. That would have made so much easier.
Yeah, because on the one hand, it's super quick and I can Control A, grab everything, move it over to my house party document, skim through it, do everything that I need to do really quickly. But then when that shit happens where they've treated it like a Word document and not done Reddit formats, it means that I have to take 15 minutes and like completely fix the formatting.
Yeah, and I would because I'm so OCD, I would always go through and like people would put Baba Ganoush instead of Javier and like not bold people's names and like little shit like Maverick. I'm sorry, but like when we were doing some segment and you put the colon after the bold instead of before the bold.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. I am back
Okay.
to report some breaking news right now from WWE. It appears to be that Tom Phillips is soon to be released from WWE
What?
Fuck is Tom
because
Whoa.
a screenshot is leaked from a person who was chatting with the one, the only Tom Phillips. And Tom Phillips said in a message
Oh
to...
yeah, okay, I saw this. Yeah.
Tom Phillips sent a message to a girl while he's engaged, by the way, that, and I quote, "I'm in my seat with a massive erection and a 4-hour flight ahead. I'm going to face fuck the shit out of you."
Wow.
What?
I'm looking at this right now. That's crazy.
All
Tom
I can think of
I
is
like-
who the fuck is Tom Phillips?
Tom,
Tom Phillips is the
He's an
guy.
announcer on NXT.
He
The
was
Tom
yeah.
Conspiracy,
he was,
Who?
Tom Phillips
He's also
is
Everyone's
he's
talking at
one
once. One person. One person.
SmackDown too.
Tom Phillips is a WWE commentator, mostly known for his backstage interactions with people, and he's
Oh, he's
currently
a
doing
fucking interview. Oh, fuck him.
Well,
he's
Who
currently
cares?
doing commentary on NXT even. He's
Commentary
engaged.
on NXT. Go fuck yourself. Who
No,
cares?
hold on. Hold on. I got a good. You remember the Tom Conspiracy that was on
Yes.
Squared Circle?
Yes.
That was about him because Tom is legitimately a tall dude, and WWE doesn't want this.
I
to
saw
show.
that. I know what you're talking about. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
That's the guy we're talking about.
So
Tom
Tom-
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. He has
Tom
to like
Phillips-
spread his legs and like pretend he's short.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, Tom Phillips has sent a message to a
asshole.
girl saying he's in his seat with a massive erection with a 4-hour flight ahead, and he's gonna face fuck the shit out of someone while the guy is engaged.
Way to go.
Let's be real. He had an average chub, and he's going to lightly caress her face as he slowly, very slowly inches the tip in.
He's like bent.
You've
He's like
seen
bent.
what he's packed.
A whole
Oh,
new
no.
Tom Conspiracy has emerged,
I mean,
and
to be fair, we don't have any like evidence here. It is just some guy on Twitter, but
some girl on Twitter sending a screenshot, and big erection if it's true, and well,
Average chub if it's not.
it appears
Yeah.
that Tom Phillips is
Photoshop
going
it.
to be released for sending inappropriate messages and them being leaked. So,
Well,
You don't-
okay.
Photoshopping.
What
like a
about
manager, Tom
Rollins?
Phillips is evicted from the building.
I fucking love Rollins, but why didn't Rollins get this treatment for doing the same thing?
Because he's a main eventer.
Apparently,
a little
WWE
more
likes his
open.
dick.
I mean, he did.
Wasn't that impressive? It's because he's fucking former champion and they picked him and they got too much shit lined up for him.
I'm gonna go ahead and
If you're just a lowly interviewer, fuck you. You get fired for anything. But if you're Seth Rollins, you could get away with murder.
Rollins.
by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and take a piss real quick. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Hope you drown in it, Mark.
Who is Gnomish Gnome and Bad News Maggle?
I believe Bad News Magal is Burn.
Bad News
No,
Maggle.
because Burn
Hey.
is just called Burn, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he just burned or Zemmer.
Oh yeah, he's
Whatever
Zemmer.
the
Yeah.
Fuck.
Back
What?
on what we were talking about. When you I didn't think it mattered where the colon went because don't colons stay the same?
Shit's about to
No,
get
they
real.
they still bold. I'm pretty sure.
They do.
Okay, 'cause I
yeah.
remember doing it once. I
yeah.
remember both of them on one, and I like legitimately couldn't tell the difference. So I just didn't think it mattered.
Probably. Yeah,
You need
it's a
glasses, Maverick?
very stupid minor detail, but I'm just super OCD. If you couldn't tell by like the old shows being like more or less formatted, to the T.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, like that's just who I am as a person. Like I do that for everything. So I'm just really fucking
Ooh,
obsessed.
I have an interesting question for for everyone, but specifically for the former Booker.
What's up?
Since we have the new Reddit character limit of 40,000, it
Yes.
seems like the shows when they're posted on the sub seem incredibly short comparatively.
I noticed that, yeah.
So I've been doing my best to cut the shows up into anywhere between 15 and 20,000 characters per segment to kind of make the show feel a bit longer and more, 4 or 5 parts instead of 2. How do people feel about that?
I like it.
doesn't
I
matter
think
to
it's
me.
nicer.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say that the longer the show is, the more off-putting it seems. But at the same time, if it's too short, that's also off-putting.
All right,
Right.
I'm
I
back.
think the show will be from anywhere. I want to say anywhere from 4 to 8 parts.
I think
Anything
4 to 5
longer or
parts is
shorter is just off-putting.
Yeah, I think 4 to 5 parts is probably
What are we talking
where
about
we
right
wanna
now?
be.
where Lucy asked the shows, because the character limit was increased for Reddit, they're shorter, or they're less parts, but they're still like as long. How do you feel about that?
Personally, I don't mind that it's currently like one like the pages, well, the parts are bigger. I don't mind that at all. It feels like um, the um, the subreddit is getting less flooded with parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
And
Because
it-
like, what was it?
And
We had
personally,
one
it even
show, I think
feels
it was-
longer than me. The shows feel even longer to me right now.
They
The
probably
Christmas special was fucking ridiculous. It had like 13 parts.
Exactly. Now,
are. Yeah, I remember some pay-per-views going like over 10 parts, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, who has time to read this shit? Like, like I was Booker putting all this stuff together, like editing everything, making it all like flow and shit, and I'm like, who's reading all of this? Like, this is absurd. This is like a book. Like every week, it's like a book you have to read. Like, fuck.
remember that time we were thinking about making a WIR book about the first month
do
of
remember that.
2014?
Yeah, wasn't that Lucy that came up
Yeah,
with
it
that?
was.
Wasn't that you?
You
Yeah.
never
Yeah, I
went
was like,
through
that
with
would be
it.
cool. No, I didn't.
That would be a good
No,
book
no,
that
I
like
didn't.
10 people would read.
So much fucking effort. Work.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, everything we do is like a shitload of effort for like 10 people. So whatever.
Very true.
For
But to
our
be
own
fair-
entertainment, to get ourselves to be
Yeah.
popular among those 10 people.
I know you can't see it,
Sure.
but popular,
I-
air quotes.
I like to think that the 350 people who are subscribed to the subreddit are all like 350 active fucking like people who read the shit every week.
Yeah, fucking
Okay, well,
right.
Wait, let's see.
Yeah,
I have at least 2 alternate accounts that are subscribed here. And I'm sure other people do as well. So we probably actually have, out of like other people who aren't fucking on the show and aren't alt accounts, we probably only have fucking maybe 50. Maybe.
Maybe.
That's a
yeah.
big maybe.
You know what? I've always wondered like who subscribes besides the people who are in WIR? Like do people actually
Waitlisters.
I'm pretty sure people don't actually read it if they're not in it.
It's
You
all
know?
waitlisters.
Let me go
I
ahead
think a
and
couple-
say, this week I did my first show review.
I
you
also
did.
did mine as well.
Yeah.
My first show review.
Lucy's here. Maverick is here.
It's nice that you guys are doing show reviews. I wish you were to do that earlier when I was booking. That would have been cool. But like I really feel like the sense of community has grown significantly since I've been booker. Because we were just starting and, you know, everyone was just kind of like doing their own thing. Ever since the Discord and, you know, people doing shit like this podcast, I see everyone really coming together. It's like a really giant, like, it's an actual community now instead of just,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
people doing their
there
own
was
shit.
there was a period where I absolutely despised the Discord, for the reason being that it
Me too.
caused a lot of drama.
Me too.
And
I thought you were gonna say because they claimed you didn't have hills.
also,
That as well.
I was honestly frustrated at the time. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Yeah, we noticed.
Um, but here's the thing. Like I've made it part of me. Like no hills. Now it's just like a sad joke to me, personally, because it's like I know I flipped out at Jack Flash because he was being a cunt. Why do I have to be reminded to this? That's how I went through it the last couple of months. Now I'm just like, no hills. Yeah, I just share the advantages of having no hills. I can see a fucking sunset wherever the fuck I want.
I wanted
know
to.
what?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, actually, I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Well, Byrne pointed out that Discord ruined tie-dye, and I want to point out that no, tie-dye
ruined.
Tie-dye
tie-dye.
ruined
Yeah,
tie-dye.
tie-dye.
Tyler
Yeah,
Dillon
that's-
Kurt,
definitely.
Tyler Dillon even ruined Kurt Cobain for me.
yeah.
I hated Kurt Cobain from the beginning, so
Yeah, I hated him before.
I
too.
remember what I was gonna say now. I thought at the very beginning that the Discord would be a bad thing, because I remember back with
We're not supposed to
PWR.
be a community. We're gonna become friends, and we're not gonna work together.
Yes, that's because that's what happened in PWR. If you remember, they had the whatever the
Viber.
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 Yes.
Yeah, I was in that,
Everyone
by the
was
way.
always in
Yeah.
Viber, and people were
Mhm.
just doing OOC, and they didn't care about the actual Fed. So I thought, like, oh, if this happens to WIR, everyone's gonna just start bullshitting all the time. And they're gonna forget about the actual, they're gonna forget about WIR because they're just all gonna be friends, and they're gonna be like, fuck it, whatever, we're just friends now, we don't care. But that didn't happen. It actually strengthened WIR, and I'm really thankful that that happened because, like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Because we're
proud to admit that I was wrong.
We're
So-
such wrestling nerds that
Oh,
us
fuck.
getting to talk about our wrestling nerddom made us want to be better wrestling nerds.
I,
I mean,
That's
It's
a
all
good
you
way.
can ask
Back,
for,
it's
really.
we
Yeah.
all support each other in becoming much bigger faggots.
Exactly.
That's-
And might I say, Mark, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job of being a
Lucy,
faggot,
I
Mark.
laid down the foundation for you to take over.
so I just want to talk about for a second that
Jesus Christ.
Kate. Yeah, that too. Also, Kate
Christ.
saying that they keep taking down threads about this Tom Phillips thing. I'm not really sure why that is, but
Wait, they're doing
Like-
what?
on Reddit, they keep taking down posts about Tom Phillips. Like the first 4 that have been put up and keep getting taken down.
Because it's probably has to be posted to Wrestle with the Plot. Yeah, I need to go ahead and look into this. I'll just.
I mean, if anybody can figure it out, it's probably you. right?
Speaking of wrestle with the plot, that's a good thing to do.
Very
Maria
good
Butt, good choice.
thing.
I mean, Wrestle with the Plot.
So
Didn't the moderator from that fucking place,
for
wasn't he a
those-
wrestler here at one point?
Yeah,
Who?
yeah, anal cavities.
yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
Anal
yeah.
cavity was
Who
Jagged
was
Thin.
he?
Also, by the way, there's going to be
Was
a
he Jagged Thin?
the official post is up right now about it. Well, here's the cheeky thing about the Squared Circle mods. We were patiently waiting for someone to make a text post out of it. No joke. We were waiting for
So you
someone to
just
make a text
kept
post. People
taking
were
down the other
linking the picture only. And now there's a post. Tom Phillips is possibly having an affair. Source Instagram.
I think.
And here's the plot twist. Plot twist. Tom is a moderator and is deleting all the threads.
Okay. So. I think anal cavities. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was D Swift.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
think.
sounds right. I think it's funny that, like, we have a Squared Circle mod in our shit. We had Wrestle with the Plot guy in our shit.
We had Jay Lethal reading our shit because of you.
Jay Lethal knew who he was. Yeah, Drew
Sorry,
Gulak
what?
for some reason.
wait, what? Jay
I'm
Lethal
with
read our
this.
shit.
Yeah,
Jay
Brian.
you
Lethal
guys not
trained
remember that?
me. What are you talking about?
I mean, I
You
knew
didn't know
that,
that?
but I didn't know
I
he.
did he read
What did he
this
think
shit?
about it though? What did he think about WIR actually?
He thought he never really told me much. I mean, like, he knew about it. He thought it was cool, and he thought it was, like, creative and interesting that I was doing it. I don't think he ever, like, read it and really, like, paid attention to it, but he knew it was a thing.
And what about Drew Gulak then?
Gulak
ju-
was super weird.
Why?
Because, like, I
'Cause
did
he
a
wanted to bang you.
seminar. I did a seminar at an Evolve show, and he was doing it with Tracy Williams. And after the seminar, like, I had like a 2-minute match with a guy, and we did drills and shit. And I went up to Gulak after it was all over, and I was like, "Hey, what did you think?" And I was like, I introduced myself, and I said, "Hey, my name is Brian." He's like, "I know," and I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're the WIR guy, the Reddit guy." And I was like, "Wait, what? How do you know that? What?" And he's like, "I know things." I'm like, "What the fuck are
He
you?"
probably talked
like,
to
are you
Lethal. Look, you see that guy Brian over there?
Yeah.
He's the weird guy who does this thing with Reddit where he
What?
writes himself being more successful than he'll actually will be. ever.
Yeah, like to this day, I have no idea like how he knew how much he knows. Like he could be one of the guys that just like he's actually secretly part of the Fed. I don't know.
People say it's
He's
Vic
a
Stud.
fucking. He's a Mavericks
Watch
man.
Vic Stud is Rich Swan, and Tyler Dillon is Drew Gulak.
Tyler Dillon is not Drew Gulak, by the way.
Rich Swan is cool as shit. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I was good friends with Sue Young, which is his girlfriend, and I was on so many shows with Swan, and he's a cool dude. We played N64 together, and he beat my ass in No Mercy, and I think it was WCW NWO World Tour.
So
Yeah,
it's gotta be
Wow.
crazy to see those guys like on WTV now.
it's super weird, and Lady Boss fucking like kicks my ass for it every time I mention it because
Who
like it's
else
so
did-
weird to me.
Who else did you meet though in the wrestling world?
Who else did I meet? Jesus Christ! Anybody who ever came through
Oh,
Florida.
tell the Colt Cabana story. Tell the Colt Cabana story.
Cole
Cabana
Cabana
story?
is a dick.
I believe that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh,
Cole
shit.
Cabana's a cock. I've met him a couple times, and each time he did this whole like I don't deserve to be here. I'm better than everyone here kind of shtick. Like he's so bitter. He's so clearly bitter. I remember
Is it about
The first
CM
time-
Punk hating him now?
Yeah, the first time I met him, it was before I started before I was actually wrestling. I was just helping out at a show, and he was there, and the crowd. This was like right after CM Punk like left WWE, right? So every show he goes on, of course, people are gonna like heckle him for like CM Punk. So I went up to him backstage after the show, and I was like, "What do you feel? Like, are you annoyed by like the CM Punk stuff? Like, does it get to you? Like, how do you feel about that?" And he looks at me and he goes, "No, this is what annoys me." And he points at me, and I'm like, "Wow, you're a cocksucker. Like, you're a really bitter person, aren't you?" I was like, "God, I'm just trying to ask you a question. Like, I get it. You probably get this shit all the time, but like."
Yeah.
Dude, you're a dick. And just like the whole time, like that time and the second time that I met him, the entire show, like he would hang out by himself. Every time someone tried to talk to him, he was super dismissive. Like, why are you talking to me? I'm clearly above you. Like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, just bad vibes all across the board. And even the second time that I met him, it was a show that fucking Matt Seidel, Evan Bourne, he was on it, and they did a podcast like that, like during the show or like before the show or something.
Yeah.
Like they did an Art of Wrestling together, and even like around Matt Seidel, like he was like buddying up with him, like, "Oh, Matt Seidel's the only person worthy of hanging out with me right now." It's like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like I hate that.
That sucks because Seidel
It's-
is awesome. So you
Yeah, I
probably
was gonna
get
say.
to hang out with
Seidel.
Seidel.
And you know what? Seidel is a cool fucking dude. He's super nice. Like he could not be a nicer guy.
I could believe
Yeah,
it.
know?
I met him and he's so fucking nice, dude.
He's cool as shit. And
Him and
I was
Lethal
like,
are up there as like the best people in the world.
oh, Lethal, I can't speak enough about Lethal, dude. Yeah, I know him pretty well. I know him better than anybody, you know?
Obviously.
As a WIR, as a Squared Circle moderator, I can go ahead and say that, well, you talk about Colt Cabana like you met them. Well, I met the White Culture guys, and while they have a shit reputation though for some, they are very respectful guys. They were really nice to me personally.
Of course.
I did most of the communicating with them, and they were like, I was like, we have to confirm that this is you. Could you please send a picture? And like 2 minutes later, I have on my phone a picture of Adam Pacitti. Yeah, it was Adam Pacitti with a picture like "Hi, Clouded Mushroom," which was really awesome. Matt Stryker was like a saint to work with. I said Serena Williams. Serena Williams is a very nice woman, like really nice.
I gotta piss. I'll be right back. I don't mean to interrupt. I'll be right back.
Bye, Brian.
The guy from China was that guy was amazing to talk to. he was absolutely great. Um, and also the British wrestler, I forgot his name. Um, no, fuck it, doesn't matter.
Hey, Dutch.
Somebody in chat.
Yeah, what up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I didn't want to like completely cut you off, but I'm gonna have to leave soon. And I wanted to throw something in before I had to leave.
Yeah, do that.
Alberto El Patron, Alberto Del Rio, however you know him,
Yeah.
is literally the biggest cunt I've ever met in my life.
Why is he? But he was.
What did you?
Why was he cunt?
How did you do Alberto?
Did he call you
I'll-
Filipero?
I'm back,
repeat
by
it
the way. Hello.
so that Brian will know what I said.
What was
Alberto
that?
El Patron is the biggest cunt in the world.
I believe it.
Dude, when I met Seidel and Lethal, it was at the ROH, like, they do the signings and take a picture thing.
Right, right.
And you can buy either a ticket to only get a picture or only get a something signed, or you could buy a ticket to get both.
Okay.
And so I bought 2 tickets for both and one for just like one or the other.
Okay.
I used one of my both tickets for Seidel because I remember him from, as Evan Bourne, and he seems really cool, and I wanted to get a picture with him. And then the next one was Del Rio, and I hand him the one that was just for an autograph. And like he had the fakest smile, and then I handed him the one that was just an autograph, and it just like completely gone, dead, like Satan eyes, like he hated me. Signed it as quick as he could and like flicked it across the table. It was like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot because that's what happens when you meet like a million people and you just don't give a shit anymore. And that's really sad. And that shows that really reveals a lot about the character of each individual. You know what I
It's like-
mean?
Fucking Seidel saw that I had my suplex bracelet on,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh man, suplex! I was wearing that shirt on the plane. It was all sweaty, so I couldn't wear it to the show. But that's fucking cool, man." It was like, "Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Seidel."
Yeah. Seidel's a great guy. He really is.
And
when
then
I met him, he was a
Lethal and
great
I
guy.
were talking about my Macho Man tattoo and how he dated a chick from Arkansas, and like he was so fucking cool.
Wait.
Lethal-
Can I say something though? Something real
What?
quick. About Tom. What if the whole time Corey told him to shut up during Eva's entrance? Because if not, Tom would have said to Eva, "I want to face fuck the shit out of you."
That's my new headcanon right there.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that Alberto was a cunt. I'm gonna head out now. You guys have a good day.
Also,
are you
what-
actually heading out?
Yeah, I have to. I'm sorry.
What if his squatting? What if
alright.
Tom squatting down was just to get his dick not to stick to the side of his leg, like every man experiences from time to time, where they've exercised, they're in the way, and you have to do that shimmy, that crotch shimmy, to get it not to stick anymore. What if that's why he always did the Tomspiracy?
Stack the side of his legs. That'd make a lot of sense.
Also, I'm talking to Andy Reese right now. Really random.
Nice.
He's also a moderator.
Andy Reese? That sounds familiar. Was he a wrestler in
He was a
WIR?
WIR wrestler, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god, that sounds so familiar.
I ended his winning streak.
Andy Reese. Fuck, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Well, I
Yeah,
speak to
yeah.
him very often, so.
Mark, somebody in chat is asking what Jervis Cottonbelly was like.
But Jervis Cottonbelly was like, Jervis Cottonbelly.
He's in kayfabe 24/7. Props. Fucking mad props to that,
That
dude.
he is in kayfabe 24/7. He is so polite. He doesn't even break kayfabe in messages,
That's hilarious.
which is great. He's
Yeah.
he's also a guy who occasionally goes to the subreddit Suicide Watch, and he talks people. Well, he talks in a positive manner to people, like. But I have to
Like
say,
words of encouragement.
Jervis Cottonbelly is one of the first people on the independent scene I learned of, mainly because of Squared Circle, also because he had an amazing gimmick, and he has been, well, my favorite person to talk to. One of my favorites. Jervis Cottonbelly is a saint. No
Yeah,
doubt
that's
about
that's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, dude, Jervis Cottonbelly, I've never spoken to him or met him, but a girl that I trained with is good friends with him,
Oh shit.
actually. And she was actually supposed to be like she was gonna do a gimmick with him where she was gonna be like a female Jervis, like Lady Cottonbelly or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they had like gear drawn up and everything. It never turned out, but I remember her showing me, and like all I hear about him is that he's like an awesome dude. He's just like a genuinely like nice person who really wants to help out.
For
So
people who are curious, though, right? Jervis Cottonbelly has his own YouTube channel, and he occasionally does polite streaming of video games. He's also a gamer, so.
yeah, he does New Legacy shit. He does shit with New Legacy.
Yeah, but Jervis
That's
Cottonbelly is an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. And CJ just said, oh, sorry, I keep saying CJ, but it's Kate. Kate said, I once made Jervis
Whatever.
faint during one of his live streams. I never smiled so hard when I did that. But I'm going to go ahead and say Jervis Cottonbelly is an amazing person. That's all I'm going to say right now.
He seems like a good dude. Yeah, he
Yeah.
seems like a really nice dude.
I feel jealous because like all y'all are like interacting with these wrestlers, and the only semi interaction I've had is Angelico liked one of my tweets on Twitter. That was about it. That's pretty much it.
I remember.
Also,
Did I
there are
re-
people
That's
tweeting. There are people tweeting at the girl who was talking to Tom Phillips, and she got that message. And someone did with the clapping emoji. I'll do it with it. Tom Phillips' flight was 4 hours long, not his erection. His erection was not 4 hours long. But
have I ever told you guys my SoCal Val story?
you talked to us about Freight Train fighting against who was Freight Train fighting on your stream again?
Freight Train? Oh, Freight
Freight-
Train versus CJ.
Freight Train
No,
versus
no.
CJ, yeah,
Yeah, that's on YouTube somewhere.
yeah,
But
along with me.
no, I'm talking about SoCal Val. You guys know SoCal Val, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SoCal
Yeah.
Val.
She was in TNA for a long time, and now and PWG as well back in the day. Back when they were like at the Jewish Community Center.
Oh, SoCal Val.
Yeah, SoCal Val. Yeah, I remember her and we did a show together in Miami, or in Fort Lauderdale, rather. And I gave her a toilet seat.
What?
Why?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay. So there was a hardcore match on the show. It was like a 4-way, like Madman Pondo and Bram from TNA and like 2 other guys were in there. It was like a big hardcore match. It was around Christmas time. So all the weapons, all the gimmicks were like wrapped in Christmas wrap. And that was like the
Okay.
gimmick of the match, right? So there were a couple of weapons that weren't used. So after the show, we were all like cleaning up, and there was a couple unused, like still wrapped gimmicks underneath the ring and shit. So I took out one, and it was a toilet seat, and I knew it was a toilet seat because Pondo told me. So like I had a toilet seat that was wrapped in Christmas wrap, right? And I'm just like holding it, and I'm like, what do I do with this? And earlier in the show, SoCal Val and I were talking about Harry Potter for like half an hour, because apparently she loves Harry Potter, and so do I.
That's great.
So we're talking about Harry Potter for like half an hour, and then like later in the show, like I'm holding this like toilet seat that's wrapped in Christmas wrap, and like, what do I do with this? So I was like, hey Val, come here. And she's like, what's up? And I gave her this, like, here, I got this for you as a present, and since we're best friends now. And she's like, oh my god, thank you. And she opened it, and it's a toilet seat, and she's like, what? She's like genuinely confused. She had no idea what was going on. And I'm like, it's
It's
a
a
present
toilet
for
seat.
you.
It's a toilet
Yeah,
seat,
it's
you
a
know.
toilet seat.
Because
Doesn't
now you
everyone
work
want a
with me,
toilet
so your career's going down the shitter.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yeah, this is what friends do. They give each other toilet seats, right? And she's
Yeah.
like, thank you, I guess. And I'm like, really, bitch? You didn't understand what I'm trying to do here? Like, what the fuck?
Trying to
Shows
be
how much you fucking
supportive.
pay attention. Jesus Christ.
Also,
That's a
Brian,
true
I
joke.
need you to get me in contact with a couple of wrestling people. I need to get some AMAs going.
Who?
All right.
Who do you want?
Dumi Gulak. Swan. You know, fuck it, Cabana. Just.
I could probably get Swan. I could probably get Swan.
I doubt that, to be honest,
Really wanted me
considering
to.
with WWE.
Well, no, but I'm good friends. I'm good friends with Sue Young, who's his girlfriend. So like,
Can I
I
go
could
ahead
probably
and
get
go ahead and say something though?
what?
Back in the earlier days of Squared Circle, there was a big possibility where Squared Circle was gonna have a certain connection with WWE. Like we're going to have a deal with them.
Oh, jeez.
However, said fuck that because there were a couple of things that had to change the Squared Circle. Like there were going to be no more illegal stream links in the live discussions.
Lame.
No more not safe for work content was there had to be. And the AMAs would be heavily monitored. Like heavily monitored. Like it wouldn't be people, it would be representatives of the people. Like instead of Brock Lesnar, we wouldn't get Paul Heyman. We would get the Jew behind Paul Heyman to speak on behalf of Brock Lesnar, on behalf of Paul Heyman.
Oh man.
That is a true
I
fact.
see why you would have turned that down. Yeah.
So we said, you know what? Never mind. We'll just pick everyone who you guys release. We'll get them. But hence why we had that April Fool's joke at the time where WWE was going to be like all Squared Circle and shit. That was an April Fool's joke, I believe last year was that. We had the entire Squared Circle subreddit. We have it entirely turned into a raw Squared Circle, and Roman Reigns would be found everywhere on the subreddit. Like if you were about to type a comment, here's Roman Reigns.
It's like SC Jerk. Have you ever been on that sub?
Yeah, of course, I have to be.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Squared Circle, to be honest. I think it's hilarious. I find a lot of joy in that sub. I don't care what you guys say.
Hey, Brian.
Wow.
Question. How did you start training with Jay Lethal?
Also,
I found
Tyler
that he had a
Dillon once
school
met.
and I gave him money.
Also, Tyler Dillon met Jay Lethal before he was cool as shit, according
really?
to Tyler Dillon. So take it with a
I
grain
don't
of
believe
salt.
that for a second. I'm gonna be honest. But...
Well, I've been friends with him for like 2 years now, so.
It
No,
cost you like an ass ton of money.
it was like it wasn't that much. It was like $1,500, I think. Which for wrestling school was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It was literally like I found out that he had a wrestling school, and I was like, I got to do this. So I did it, and that was it. I just gave him money, and I started training, and that was it. It wasn't really like I didn't have any special connections, or it wasn't anything spectacular. It was just I found it, and I was like, okay. So I paid the money, and I started going, and that was it. Here I am 2 years later.
Because
Oh,
I'm thinking of trying for Booker T's Reality of Wrestling down in Houston.
Does he train there, or I would assume not, because he's always on the road, right?
Yeah.
I do think Booker T normally trains there. Like I think he flies in for like the Raw, and then
I would make sure before you put all your money in there, because wrestling schools.
Also, Brian, one thing real quick.
Scams.
One thing real quick. I'm in the Skype chat with the rest of the Square Circle moderators. Andy Reese is asking how you're doing.
Oh, I'm fucking fine. Like, I'm not wrestling anymore, but I'm just enjoying life. Like, things are great. It's crazy hearing from him. I haven't heard of Andy Reese in like a year and a half, 2 years. Like, shit.
Also, I said to him, Brian is doing fine according to him. Stop wrestling and enjoying life. He misses you.
Yeah.
But
is he really like? Did you say he's a mod, or like what's
Andy
he doing?
Reese is a moderator. Also,
Is he really?
you're a dumb mark, and you need to cheer for Shibata.
Fuck you with your New Japan bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Oh man, what is it? What did CJ just say? I'm gonna go down to London and train with Al Snow School so I can train in a 6-sided ring. Go fuck yourself with this
Oh,
6-sided
I
ring.
got a
That's
message for.
bullshit.
Also, we're here
What a
for the.
stupid gimmick.
We're here for the Tyler Dillon minute. Tyler Dillon met Jay Lethal at a Ring of Honor show in 2014, where he also met Jeff Hardy. Roderick Strong had a conversation with his dad, Jimmy Jacobs, Matt Taven, Adam Cole, who was super nice, T.D. Thomas, ACH, Mark Briscoe, Kushida, Mr. Anderson, Umaga 6 months before he died, and Rey Mysterio unmasked. I call bullshit.
Umanga.
I also do
Umaga.
because I'm pretty sure Jimmy Jacobs was already working in WWE at that point.
It's Umaga.
Umanga.
Umaga.
Umanga.
Umanga.
You womanda.
Jay is such a cool dude. Like I love him as a person. Like just as a person. Like I love the dude.
Also, top
He's a
cap
great
from
guy.
Andy. My dad knows. No, it was not his last Ring of Honor show in Kalamazoo. You know what, Tyler Dillon? I'm gonna stop talking about you. I'm done with you. But you were saying?
The only thing that I kind of like wonder about, I don't want to say regret because regret is too strong of a word, but the only thing I wonder about was right before I stopped wrestling, Jay offered me like a Ring of Honor tryout. I don't know if it was going to be serious or not, but he was like, make sure you have gear. Ring of Honor is coming to Lakeland, which is a city that's kind of near me in Florida. He's like, Ring of Honor's coming to Lakeland in a few months. Make sure you have gear because I might have a match for you. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But I stopped wrestling at that point. So like, I doubt it would have happened like realistically, but he still threw it out to me. So like he clearly saw something in me, and he was like, yeah, make sure you have good looking gear within a couple months because Ring of Honor's coming and I might get you I might get you a spot. So that's the only thing, like, I wonder, like, what if? But other than that...
I wish I could start wrestling, however, I would need to travel and go to a wrestling school out of the country.
It's not that great.
I mean, I'd still like to. I mean, I'm 6'6". I'm a big guy. I'm a good talker, I believe. I mean, otherwise I couldn't be hosting this. Otherwise it would be like, Hey guys, it's me, Tyler Dillon. Today we're gonna do our Minecraft Let's Play, episode 64. And
we're gonna do our Roblox
If I mean to interrupt, the chat is blowing up. They're talking about Brandon Burr.
What
I could
the
have
fuck
been
do
in,
they feed you?
Ring of Honor.
They feed me Dutch hormones. Also, they fed me all the hills. That as well.
Yeah, Dutch, you're tall as fuck, aren't you?
I'm tall as fuck. I'm 6'6", and
I'm 5'6".
Let me go
you're
ahead.
a foot taller than me.
Let me go ahead and say though, I live in the tallest country on average.
Really?
Which means that I see a lot of very tall women.
Interesting.
Oh my god, those legs are amazing. That's the advantage. If you're a real leg guy, you're gonna jizz all over everything. That's a fact.
Kyle is asking
not
what happened to Craft Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
Did you guys, everyone in the chat, have you heard of like Craft Pro Wrestling? Like my idea for a promotion?
I haven't, no.
You have or have not?
Have not.
Have not.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I will explain. So I had this idea for a wrestling promotion that I actually brought up to Jay and like his trainees and the guys that I know around here, all the wrestlers around here. I had an idea for a promotion where instead of releasing shows like every other wrestling promotion in the world, like just show after show after show, we would release kind of like mini movies / documentaries of entire wrestling feuds between like 2-3 people, whatever, entire feuds from start to finish, including matches. So like imagine like a video package that WWE puts out like right before a pay-per-view match, like the 2-3 minute video package. Imagine those expanded to like half an hour, 45 minutes, however long it needed to be. Like imagine those where it's just like an entire feud, like wrestler A versus wrestler B, start to finish, and that's the entire thing. That's all we release is different feuds. So it's like different stories, and so instead of actual shows, that was my idea.
That's
And I
really
haven't.
So
I
you want to
haven't
make
acted
No
on it
Holds
yet.
Barred 2?
No, fuck that. No.
I think it's time. Wait, continue. I'm just gonna say that after this, I think it's time to go ahead and take some questions from the live chat, because we've only like referred things. So if you guys want to put in the live chat, put some questions, we'll ask them. Say to who the question is asked, though. But
I have a
continue.
question for Brian.
Continue what you were saying.
No, that's pretty much it. That was my idea. Craft Pro Wrestling was like the original name, and then I came up with the whole like feud idea, and I thought of naming it This Is Wrestling, but the name doesn't really matter because the whole thing is that it would just be episodes of, you know, feuds from start to finish instead of releasing shows with different matches and, you know, how wrestling usually is. So I thought it would be really cool to do it like that because it would really change things up, because I feel like wrestling is super stale. You know, like we have different wrestlers and different storylines and things change up with that from time to time, you know, and all promotions are different sort of, but changing up the format like this would be a really drastic change that I've never seen before, and I thought that would be really interesting. So that was my idea.
Keep the questions
Also,
coming, by the way, in the live chat.
CJ asked, how big is Batista's dick? I would guess at least 8 inches. I've seen him in real life at the mall, and he's fucking a monster.
All right. I also I got a question for myself. Did you guys already do the whole bag? And if you did, what was the spicy drama? Well, we kind of eased out of it. But we can go ahead and do one real quick.
Yeah, do a
So,
little more.
Maverick.
Basically, everything I've said about Faye.
I want to set up
been
some
said
drama. Maverick asked me who you want to have me spill the beans about.
All right, let me look at the list again so I can get
The list of Dutch.
a good little reminder here. Let me
Feud with me, man.
Who wants to feud with me? After Maverick, I have nothing lined up. Who's up?
I mean, I don't got
Let's
it.
fucking go.
I think, but
No comment. I may have something planned. I have two things planned what I'm really excited about. And I'd love to tell you, Brian, but we'll have to do that on a separate call.
Lazarus. What do you think about Lazarus?
Me, Lazarus Sirenius. Lazarus Sirenius, when I first met him in PWR, he was a cool dude. He was kind of innocent, to say the least. And he was still a bit like testing the waters, to say the least. And he was a cool dude. Then I got him convinced to go to WiR, where he continued his shtick as Lazarus Sirenius. Only he left though. So I really like Lazarus. He was a great guy. So I would put him in the show list. And now to go ahead and create some drama, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my list as well, so I can take a look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and talk shit about. And this is gonna go ahead and piss off Fig Stud. Roisin O'Brien. I got to work with her for 2 months. My God.
Oh shit.
She went over twice, by the way, because she needed the push. According to Brian, I believe. This was same
What?
shit. This was same shit, different year, 2015 though.
Jeez. God, that's so long ago.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Even
Like
the ultimate,
2 years ago.
Also the ultimate happening. Also a happening. We did those 2 shows, and I delivered fucking every fucking idea for that feud. I only helped her, and she barely gave me shit for it. And well, the first month I was all by myself for it. I had to take care of it all myself. Roisin was like, yeah, sure, fine. Oh well, wait, she's Irish, I believe. Oh yeah, fine. I think that's all right. That was kind of. It's kind of how she responded to shit. It's never, and well, she always asked, like, Can I be the one to be standing tall at the end? She asked that to me. I was like, fuck that. We're gonna do it promo wise, which apparently, well, didn't exactly work because she needed the push. And then in the second month, I did it with Kevin Scott Jackson, and Rosen was like the third wheel to it. And she didn't even bring in shit. It was me and Kevin Scott Jackson who made that feud great. As great as it was. And in the end, like, Roisin got the win because she needed it. And Kevin Scott Jackson ditched me the first house party afterwards. So Roisin O'Brien can go fuck herself.
Jeez. Tell us how you really feel.
For real.
I'd still fuck her, but... So, this was my bit of drama to create. Who else can we burn? Not burn.
Oh God! If you name anybody, I can probably come up with something. Shit.
Eric Von Jarrett.
Eric Von Jarrett was the shit.
He was the
shit.
To
be completely honest, he's such a smart dude. Like, he gets it. You know what I mean?
I feel
like,
with
he
him.
he just gets it. He understands. Like, there's no offense to everybody listening, but like, there are very few people, in my opinion, who just get it, and he's one who just gets it. Like, I don't know how to explain it any other way. He just gets it. He understands.
Who else get it though? Who else get it?
Vic Stud, for one.
Vic Stud.
Yeah.
Vic Stud is a genius.
Yeah. I need to be nice about him since he's still around.
Yeah, take it from a guy who learned from Jay Lethal. Vic Stud is a genius.
He's a genius.
Like, if he had the opportunity to prove his worth, he could write for WWE. He really could. He's that good.
Well, I don't
really
think it's PG though, so I doubt it.
No, he's not PG at all. But
were he to go PG, he could write for WWE.
Yeah, hypothetically, he's good enough.
Tyler Dillon just said in the chat, Rich Swann is a genius.
Fuck you.
Rich Swann. I love how Rich Swann is like a meme nowadays because, like, I know him. Like.
Well, yeah, we all know him, clearly.
Sort of.
Who does
weird.
Dutch get it?
What?
Does Dutch get it?
Dutch, I think Dutch gets it. To be honest, I think you're good, Dutch.
But...
I think you're very good. I think you understand. But there's like a weird, like, I don't know how to explain it.
There's a Dutch vibe around it.
Yeah, you definitely get it. But there's something
I'm very
I don't
insecure about the things I come up with.
I think
maybe
maybe
EVJ and Vic are just on a different level. Like, I'm really sorry, and I don't mean anything by it. But
I know what you mean.
I'm thinking about it, Dutch and EVJ just, like, they just know. They're on it. Like, they get it. You know what I mean? And you get it too. Like, you're very good. Don't get me wrong. Don't take this the wrong way. It's just something about them. I don't know. I can't.
This is becoming
put
too
my
much
finger
for me. All right. Also, by the way, if I can add 2 names to that list, though, Sonny Carson gets it.
Yeah.
And Ryan Sunshine, my man, he gets it. Ryan Sunshine is, in my opinion, the face. He is a bigger face to me than Maverick is. Because Ryan Sunshine has been here since 2014. He has taken big breaks, though. I must say that. But for the time he's been here, he's always been a face, and he always got me interested. So Ryan Sunshine is... Well, I haven't really worked with him a lot. I did one feud with him. But for the time I got to work with him, he was a saint to me. Because I came up with an idea. Ryan Sunshine and I were going to have a match. And... no, wait, I think that was you, though, Brian. We were going to have a match to... it was going to be Mark Dutch versus Ryan Sunshine with special referee Sonny Carson. And for the description I sent to you, maybe we can, like, I said for the match, we're going to have Mark Dutch versus Ryan Sunshine with a special guest referee, Sonny Carson. And since it's going to be a triple threat at the Ultimate Happening, you should add in the description, like, in this match, we're going to decide who is the number 1 contender and the number 2 contender. And Brian, you were like, that is fucking genius. And I remember that so vividly because it was the first time I was in the main event scene, and you were just praising my shit, which I really needed at the time. Though I fucked up
Yeah,
my
dude.
character at that time because all of a sudden I came out to "You're the best around," and I wore a mask to the ring only to take it off right there.
I remember for like a week you had some weird like mask character gimmick going on. I don't know what that was all about.
Let me go ahead and explain. I was insecure as fuck, and I tried to make a character that I deemed to be fitting for the main event, which would be like a showboater. And I thought like a mask, and he comes out, and it's like, ta-da, it's me. And I felt like that was the shit. And you were like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, now that you say that, I don't know anymore. So I tried it for a week. Then I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna stay who I was, but the damage had been done.
Yeah.
Also,
Brian,
Caitlin, who's the
What?
Do I get it?
Do you get it? Yeah, I think you get it.
Maverick
no
definitely
offense,
gets it, in my opinion.
I think Vic and EVJ are on like a different level. I can't really explain it, and I don't mean any harm by it. I hope you don't get offended. But it's just something about the way they speak about wrestling and the way they talk and the way they plan things that just
They're
it's
old as
just
fuck though, which is probably helping.
that might be part of it, yeah. But they're just on like a different level. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. But you definitely know what you're doing, and I feel good with the Fed in your hands. I really do. So I'm not worried about it. But it's just something about Vic and EVJ that they just know. Like they just get it. They just get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Because at the end of the
This is
day,
like I love how we nobody even explained what we mean by get it, but we all understand.
yeah.
A comment from
it's
Caitlin.
like-
A lot of people get it, but Vic and Eric Von Jerry really get it.
it's really hard to put your finger on, but it's true. Like
In
there's
comes
just
Jack
something
Flash.
about
Brian, do I get it? Does Jack Flash get it?
Jack Flash? Fuck no.
No.
I'm just,
His championship
just
reign
kidding.
was a mistake.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't know how to explain it. Like the way that they talk about wrestling and the way that they explain their opinions, and
Baron
it's
doesn't
just
get it.
it's just another level. Like
Oh, no, Nova
you
doesn't
really
get it.
have to think about wrestling as any other form of entertainment. And I know that probably sounds basic, like yeah, of course, but it's really true. Like you have to think about it as if it were a TV show, or if it was a novel or a movie,
Or
or
a sad wrestling subreddit where we pretend to be Dean Ambrose and we pretend to be
yeah,
Tommy End and we pretend to be a UFC fighter.
yeah, exactly.
Exact same.
Like-
Yeah.
It's like it. I don't know how to explain it. It's just you have to think about it as purely storytelling, because that's really all it is. It's like a novel or a television show or a sitcom, or you have to think of it that way. That's how you really like get down to the nitty-gritty of what makes wrestling good. Like I think people think of wrestling too much they think of wrestling too much as wrestling. And I know that sounds stupid and like it doesn't make any sense, but it's true. Like they think of wrestling as if it were this like actual sport where like people are going in and they're doing crazy moves and they're trying to, be technical and like defeat people and whatever. Yep. That's not really what it is. It's a television show. It's a form of entertainment. It's a movie. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also,
you have to think of it as telling a story from start to finish.
You could say that wrestling isn't wrestling. Quote by Max Landis.
Yeah, like that fucking YouTube video that Mark made a couple years ago.
Yeah, but also I just got a question in about the group. I got a question and while you were talking, I didn't exactly listen. I went in the live chat and asked, send us questions for a Q&A. Here's the question: who deserved better in WIR but never got it? Who's a person that who you look at? Well, he would have been better. I believe that the one that got away, for me personally, has to be like, fuck.
I'm trying to think, man.
Yeah.
Who deserved better than what they
I
got?
think a lot of people like just the way it works.
Eric
is
Von
that
Jarrett.
if
Eric
you-
Von Jarrett deserved so much better, in my opinion.
You know
And
what I'm
for-
thinking?
For a smaller name, Owen Mercer.
KG.
KG. He fucked it up for
Everyone hated
himself.
Yeah, he kind of disappeared. That was his own doing. But like, I would have loved to have KG like be like main event or something. I'm really disappointed that he kind of just disappeared, because even if his videos were like, you know, template videos
Yeah.
where he was just filling in text, it was different. It was cool. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like
I did it first. I'm a hipster. I made the
Whatever.
videos first. I did like footage of Dean Ambrose, and I talked about it like hex.
That's
he
true.
did it
That's
again.
true.
But I didn't have the fancy ideas to take templates.
Yeah.
But
I think is in terms of your question, I think Bobby Faye would be on that list if she wasn't such a bitch.
agreed.
Yeah, she was a pretty talented writer.
She was an interesting character, but she fucked it up for herself. And
I
she
still
fucked
never
it up.
saw any of Bobby Faye.
Bobby Faye was a bitch who tried to expose the moderators.
No,
only to
wait, no.
expose
I
herself.
thought Maverick was bitch.
Also, he still is for screwing me over. All right, I got a new question actually. Um, what do you think of the storylines you're not in? Like Brian, what do you think about like the story of Sonny Carson versus Ryan Sunshine at this point?
I think it's interesting. I think it's different. I like how they're taking a more traditional storytelling kind of aspect to it instead of like wrestling storytelling. You know what I mean? Because it's not traditional wrestling. You know, it's
No.
more like an actual like story. It's got a kind of like a 50s noir like Casablanca kind of feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I appreciate that. So I like what they're doing. It's very different, and I appreciate that.
All right, Maverick, what do you think of the anarchy angle? Like the anarchy of Jack Flash and
Yeah.
David Harvey.
Los Ingos.
Yeah.
The Ingos? Oh. So, with the Ingos, the Battlefield Alcatraz. Entertaining, whack. Like, I got some. Has anybody. I know you're probably going to rip on me for playing Call of Duty, but have you ever played a. What was the map? Mob of the Dead?
I wish I had. I never bought it.
I don't
That's what I imagined that match. It was crazy as fuck. And again, I'm not sure how I feel about like a supposedly dead wrestler coming back because like nobody stays dead.
Hasn't been the first time.
No.
Yeah, like nobody stays dead. Like it would be more shock. Like I know it's like people treat it as a shock when a dead wrestler comes back, but now it'd be more shocking if the wrestler stayed dead.
That's so true.
All right, Miles.
I mean everything else.
Up.
I mean the angle because they're kind of maybe trying to manipulate Clutch, and Clutch would probably fit in with them, but we'll just see what what happens. We got 2 more shows.
Okay, Miles, what do you think about the main event scene? No, wait, I'm sorry. What do you think about the independent championship scene?
Oh, with Nova.
Kevin Scott Jackson
Yeah, that's-
and Nova.
I mean, at first I was kind of perplexed by the finish at SSUI. It didn't really make a lot of sense to me, but I've kind of liked where they've been rolling with it since then. I am a big believer in Nova. I think he's a great writer and he is pretty good character, so I think he can make anything pretty well, and I think he's doing it pretty well so far. Even though, yeah, the start to that feud was kind of strange.
All right. I'll just go ahead and comment on the main event, since because I'm the host, I get that privilege. I like the Maverick "This Is Your Life" moment, like the way I described it, with Louis Blackwater coming out on an ostrich with a marching band and like, talking
That
about
was
"This Is
all-
Your Life" and his
that was
dad,
all
who's a
most-
blow-up doll with a cowboy. I
Yeah.
like the way it's going, really, and it kind of makes me sad that just now you decided to become a character because I really wanted to feud with you like very long time, but you never had a character. So with you now being like
Oh.
part of the roster, there's a possibility in the future. However, you're a heel, I'm a heel. It isn't exactly.
Oh,
going to work.
you're talking about me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and for Maverick, well, I enjoy. Well, there's one thing that bothers me about the feud, and that is because, well, it's because it involves me, of course, because I'm that of a selfish bastard. I mean, Maverick, you just got done doing a feud with the winner of the A Moderately Unnecessary Display of Violence winner, two-time A Moderately Unnecessary Display of Violence winner, and former WiR World Champion who is considered a hardcore guy, and you immediately move over to Lewis Blackwater, some guy who just joined the roster not too long ago, and you're immediately in a barbed wire match. I think it's like a very hardcore way to set the WiR Championship, like on a tone. I think it's like I would have loved to see you like start off with like maybe like I don't know, fucking Ryan Sunshine or something, but mainly because I love Ryan
So
Sunshine. But I really
what
I like the
made-
feud. I'm saying I like the feud. I just expected just a natural guy hates the other guy feud.
Well, if I may jump in real quick, I'm doing this all for you. I mean, spoilers, like.
You know this is going to be on YouTube. Remember?
It's gonna be on YouTube. No spoiler.
All right, no spoilers.
No
I'm trying
spoiler. Let's
The
just.
the whole point. I mean, it's no secret that I'm here to put people over. You know, I'm not trying to. If anybody's unaware, like I'm never gonna put myself over anybody. That's not my end goal. I'm not here to like be the best. I'm here to be a mentor and trying to like help guys out, do feuds, you know, show people what's possible and, you know, just come up with cool shit. So I'm here to help you guys, right?
Yeah.
So like the whole thing with Maverick is I'm trying to help develop Maverick's character.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, Dutch, with like oh, all of a sudden he's with this guy who's only been in the feud for a couple months and like
No. That's not the thing that bothers me. The thing that I notice is that you go from a hardcore guy, you immediately go to another hardcore guy, which is noticeable.
yeah.
Hard,
But that works with Maverick because Maverick's not a hardcore guy.
exactly.
You know?
But
Yeah.
My main because I originally, I think it was Vic who suggested that I work with Brian, and I was thinking, you know, there's a little bit of history there in the moderately unnecessary display of violence.
Mhm.
For a good part of the match, it was, you know, because it's a four-way. It was mainly two singles matches going on. It was Blackwater and Mav were segregated from Burn and Dutch.
Right.
And Blackwater, man, he did some shit to Maverick, like some shit that would.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so basically, you know, throwing him off the barbed wire. And I was thinking, you know, that'd be a hell of a, you know, story to continue. You know, like maybe that event fucked Maverick up so much that. Because I've been kind of. I don't know if I'm writing it enough to where people noticed, but Maverick's supposed to be afraid. Slightly. He doesn't want to show it, but he's definitely supposed to be slightly afraid of what Blackwater may do to him.
Oh
when
yeah.
he
In my opinion, he's terrified. Like the way I see it, he's horrified. He doesn't want to admit it because he's a baby face and he's the champion and all that stuff. But like deep down, he's terrified of barbed wire, like phobia levels of fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I have a splitting headache. I'm gonna go take some medicine, so I'm gonna peace out. But it was cool to talk to you guys here.
Yeah.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Miles will
You guys.
talk about our feud soon. Again.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say good evening to you.
You too, man. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Later.
But
But
as far as I go, I'm trying because, you know, I said a long time ago, if I ever won the world championship, like in the WR, I would want to, you know, do things that would be like really like don't put out anything that isn't like the best damn thing going.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, of course.
My personal goal. And
That's
I
what
feel like I've
everybody's
definitely
goal
done that.
should be.
Can I go ahead and spoil some shit, by the way? This may
Uh,
come to a shock to Maverick, perhaps. Let me go ahead and say, like, the moment I won Amadov, I felt like the king of the world, yet I had my doubts. And this is no joke, by the way. This is the reveal. Fake Stud messaged me, and he said, like, you should go ahead and do a feud with a low-key guy, like, guarantee you'll hold the title for a month. Someone like Maverick.
Oh, jeez.
That's
Shade
Oh,
thrown.
shit.
with. However, this is what I'm gonna say. The first idea for Fake Stud was in the first week. I'd drop the title to you, and we'd hot potato it for a bit. This is real. This is real though. Like, he said something along the lines. I'm not directly quoting him. He said something like, someone who's a bit lower on the card, bring them up a bit, and just a safe way to keep your title was the idea behind it. However, that didn't work out, as we see, and now I'm feuding with a low key guy called Miles Alpha. Well, Maverick is on the top.
Don't worry. I already explained to Brian about like paying it forward.
Yeah.
And Dutch, you already know.
I know it. I know everything.
But I just find that fun. I'm not even offended really, because I mean at the time, I can understand. I was like a couple months removed from the Bobby Faye feud ordeal, and I was like in like mid card, low card, undercard hell. Like I wouldn't get booked, and when I would get booked, I would job to Sierra Briggs.
Yeah.
And when Teddy Coronado was doing the rankings, I was always dead last, like 25. Like almost
man.
every.
I like to make the claim right now that Maverick, I fucking built you. I made you the man
Jesus.
you are today. I brought you from below and brought you back up. And when I tried to do the same to Miles, you beat me up for it. So fuck you.
I think I will say this. I think you gave me like a kick in the ass to get me like started on some good shit. Because I think after it was the Amudov promo that like that's when my shit started getting good. Like that's when Maverick as a character started getting some steam.
I think that really you coming into the last match, like the finals match, really helped you. I think that really got you an ego boost, because the moment you got like the Amadov match, like you got in the finals, you started to go up.
I agree with that.
You really showed what you are capable of at that time, and which I can appreciate, of course. And I'm not mad about the fact that I lost the title to you. In fact, like, if I had to pick someone, I wouldn't fucking know. I think you'd be like one of the top people who I'd drop it to. And I'm not mad about who I dropped it to. That's what
Can I just say I am super proud to have Mav as the champion. Like, after working with him this month, like, I can't ask for more in a world champion. Like, honestly, you've done great, and I'm super proud to have you as champion. I really want to say that, because like it's been great working with you. It really has. It's been super fun, and like you just get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, man. I've been really
Yeah, man.
I've been like trying to step up my game, because I don't want to be a letdown world champion. That
Fuck
just
yeah.
sucks.
I'm glad you see it that way. I'm glad you see it that way, because a lot of people would probably get the world title and be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to coast now. I'm the world champion. I got to the top. You're like, no, fuck that. I'm champion. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to raise the bar, motherfucker.
Because that's kind of like, I saw the Steve Austin podcast with Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose is my favorite wrestler in WWE. And he accused him, he's like, like you rested on your laurels as champion, which can maybe, be a little bit true. And I didn't want to, do that. I said to myself a while ago, if I have the damn belt, I'm going to use it to elevate myself help elevate anybody I face and elevate the title and the thing as a whole. Like I'm going full steam ahead. If I have that fucking thing, I'm gonna strap a rocket to my ass and fucking fly to Saturn.
And grab a hold of people who need it and drop them on the way there.
And
like
that's how it should be, dude.
By the
That's
way, can I go ahead and spoil some beans real quick? This is going to be a really quick thing you guys might like to know. Andy Reese is interested in perhaps joining a WIR again.
Who?
Andy
down.
Reese.
Oh.
He's interested.
Andy Reese was my first non-jobber match as Maverick in WIR.
But let's go back to let's go back to the subject. I just wanted to throw that in there, like people who might listen to it later on. But also, this is not going to be every week. I believe it's going to be like once every 2 weeks or something, once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Keep
But
conversations
it's that kind of mentality you need to have as a champion. You need to not like you have to go ahead be selfish enough to force yourself up, like to be the top guy. But in the same time, you have to hold the hand of the person you're feuding with at that time and bring them up as well. Because I when I became champion, I had no problems feuding with you because I was like, you did me a favor with the independent championship. You basically helped me become the second ever Grand Slam champion in WIR. I like to name my the things I did, but I thought like you know what, this is what I need to do. I'm the WIR world champion after winning a mod off again. Sure, I fucked it. I had the strays helping me, but I thought like now is the time to help people. I've been doing that my entire career. I've been putting people over the entire time, and with the championship, I was like, I fucking earned it. But I'm gonna go ahead and help people get up while trying to like be ahead above them, which failed because in the first defense I lost it. But I had I had the same mentality as you did, and I like the way so far you've been dealing it. How you've been dealing your cards right now. We added in Miles Alpha in our feud in the second month. Yeah, the second month. And we helped him get a step up. Like I like to believe he was like low mid card, and I believe now he's currently high mid card, low main event.
Mm-hmm.
I like he's like in that space. So I like the way we chosen to add him to the feud. I like the.
That's what it's all about.
It's about putting each other over.
Yeah, man.
And I wrote that match in mind to help because there was a lot of Miles. I made sure it was like a 33, 33, 33 for each man. Like nobody overshined another man.
That's
if that makes sense.
That's good.
Because that's why I had handcuffed for so long. Because I wrote something along the lines of like Miles is our only hope now. To stop a Dutch reign. Give him like a lot of babyface. Sympathy, momentum fire shit. I'm not good at explaining it, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, you, with your character, tried to, make me look better than I was, and I tried to make you better look, show you the brightest side of your character, like the most positive side of your character. And I think we really set that together. As in the in the end, I'm glad with what we did. I'm very proud of it, and I can't wait if we in the future get to work again. Because I believe that we could easily add another month to I mean not immediately like in 6 months or something we could do something. Perhaps like continue it from there on. I think if we had added this month as well, it would have tired people out.
Yeah.
Most definitely, we would have tired people out. And with I think like a 6 month break is like the moment where it's fresh. completely fresh yet, but it's still like in the back of your head. You know, they did that thing in the beginning of the year. What could they do next? I think that would be like a great time to do it. But of course, I'm gonna say 6 months, so it's probably gonna be like 7 months or 8 months or even 5 months when it actually happens. Like to kind of surprise people and shit. But I think that
Like
I like to
what
say
we
like
say happens now
I
could
like
change on a dime, essentially.
what I'm trying to say though. I've been talking a lot of dumb stuff right now. What I'm trying to say is that I believe that the story of Dutch and Maverick has not come to its conclusion just yet, for I believe there's another last chapter that needs to happen.
I mean, especially because with adding Miles
Yeah,
was a good buffer.
it was a good,
'Cause I don't-
refreshing buffer.
I would count that month as part. I mean, I would, but I don't think it wasn't really Mav, Dutch. Like Miles was just an integral part of the story, as either of us were.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And Blackwater, hello. I'm just kidding.
And
Blackwater's like the stepping stone on the way.
I keep telling Mav this. It's like I feel like Blackwater is. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't.
No, say it.
It's spoilers. It's spoilers.
Send it to me in the PM then.
Nah, fuck it. I'll tell you later.
He's like the
Blackwater?
CM Punk to his John Cena, like something like that.
Sure. Something like that. I don't know. I just want to put people over, man. I hope I'm doing that. I know, and Mav, I appreciate you because you understand that like, in order for you to get over, like I have to be over first. It's really hard to convey that because it sounds like selfish, but like for me to put you over, I have to be over first.
You need to be established to let other people go over someone established to become established.
Exactly. So I have to get super over first, and then I put other people over, and that's when it really matters.
Exactly.
And I really appreciate that you understand that.
Because like that's what I realized, because like Blackwater had just taken a loss to
a pig.
Calidus
Nova
at the Thanks Obama,
pig.
and during the ladder match, right? So I was like, there's not too much heat behind the Blackwater character as of now. Let's have him beat me. Actually, no, scratch that. Obliterate me in the first week to get a bunch of heat. Like if Blackwater can beat the world champion cleaner than shit, that makes him a more viable threat.
Exactly. Like, and he has to beat him in order for him to be credible at all. Because like if I barely beat you, or even worse, if I lost, then it'd be like fuck him. He lost. Who gives a shit about him?
Like why would the title match be interesting? There's no stakes, because up until this point, Maverick has never beaten Lewis Blackwater in any way. Blackwater has 2 pins over Maverick. Like we don't even know if Maverick as a character can beat Blackwater. We know Blackwater can beat Maverick. We don't know if Mav can beat Blackwater.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Exactly, and it's even better because like in the weeks leading up, that Blackwater keeps like getting one up on Maverick. You know what I mean? Like like the beginning of the show, Maverick fills up Blackwater's car with Pib, and you're like, oh my god, he got one up on him. That's fucking awesome. And then later in the show, Maverick's getting arrested, and it's like, fuck. Like that's happened every week thus far. Like you think Maverick has it, and then Blackwater gets one up on him, and it's like, you motherfucker. You know what I mean?
That's happened even in week 1, because I mean, Maverick in the match was thoroughly, about to beat Blackwater.
Exactly.
He's doing good, but he got too cocky.
Exactly.
And going back to same shit, different year, anybody would feel cocky after beating Dutch and Miles, like 2 of the hot, young stars.
Well, young stars, no. I wouldn't say I'm a young star.
He won a triple threat match against 2 big
Established
stars, established people.
This
so like anyone's gonna feel confident. So he goes into Blackwater, he's like, yeah, I got this shit. And then he gets obliterated, and it's like, fuck.
Like maybe I don't got this shit, And it's no secret that I I don't mind looking bad
As
for
long
the bigger
as it has a purpose.
yeah, like I mean, look at what I did with Faye. That was supposed to have a purpose, but it didn't. But I
No.
mean, I took a chance. You know? Like I'm not afraid to make Maverick look bad on occasion. Because like if Maverick just looked perfect all the time, that'd be boring.
Yeah.
He'd be like Roman Reigns or Superman.
The
you know? Like,
the PWR conundrum.
like
That's what
it's
everyone
not,
in PWR did. Like, I'm gonna look awesome all the time, and I'm just gonna be over all the time, and everyone's gonna love me. Like, no one gives a fuck about you.
If
You're
you
terrible.
show you are reaching out to others as well, and helping them come to the position you are, then people are gonna appreciate it and the position you are. Like, for example, like, let's just say fucking Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns keeps going over Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. It makes Roman Reigns look like a prick because, well, he's just beating up these two guys. Well, these two guys who are the tag team champions. They got some heat behind them. He's not helping them there. He's just making them look like shit.
and it was weird because they were just starting to get their heat back too.
Yeah. Then you gotta go ahead. They tried to transfer
Yeah.
the heat they got onto Roman Reigns, which was shit. But
What do you guys? I don't mean to interrupt. What do you guys think about the Strays Hero feud going on? Do you have any opinion on that?
I personally can't
It's
really
so-
say anything about it right now because I'm still like looking at it. I'm still trying to form an
It's
opinion, but
okay.
I can't just yet for some reason.
Like it's okay, but there's way more potential in it. With
I feel the
people
same
that are
way.
involved, there can, like, okay, originally, I don't know if any of you know this, but when Vic Stud was still the booker, he was looking at Do a Flip, and he was telling me that Stray's Hero was going to main event in the Tina Turner Dome. And I was like, fuck that. No, they're not. I'm going to do something so good that they're not going to, like, you're going to have no fucking choice, like, to, make the world title in the main event, which I think it should be.
All right.
And and that's the Blackwater Maverick feud, which in my opinion, objectively speaking, I think it's been fucking amazing. But as far as Stray's Hero goes, it's been a long build, but there hasn't been much. There's been substance,
Yeah.
but I don't feel what the overarching story is.
To be
Like-
completely honest, I feel like there's more that needs to be done. Like, I feel like it's been kind of slow building. Like, not like the developing has been very slow. Like, only one tiny development every week. You know what I mean? Like, if you compare it, I hate to compare it to our shit, but like that's all I got. If you compare it to
Compare it
like
to my shit.
Blackwater, yeah. Well, like if you compare it to Blackwater and Maverick, like Mav and Blackwater have been doing like a bunch of shit like every week. Like they're getting arrested, they're fucking, blackmail, like all kinds of stuff, like filling his car
Vehicular
with kid.
destruction, arrests.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's like
and-
3 or 4 things like every single week that's happening, right? I feel like the Hero Strays thing, like every week it's like they have a match, someone interferes, they beat them up, or like they come out and they cut a promo and then they start fighting and then that's it. And then like that's all. And I kind of feel like, to be honest, I kind of feel a little underwhelmed. Like I feel like there could be a lot more that's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, well, while we're
However, the Steven Romero pretty much being retarded for a little bit, that was kind of funny. One of the best tweets.
The Romero shit is gold. I love the concussion angle. I love it. I look forward to those tweets.
Can I
really
go ahead
do.
and
now an update on Steven Romero? Ah, he's not well.
Dude, I lost my shit at that. I showed that to Lady Boss. She didn't really get it because she didn't have the context, but like I laughed my ass off. I thought that was great.
Another great one from Buster Bravado against me. I was like, referring to the Applebaum Maverick match. I said something along the lines of Applebomb will be a good, a good opponent to face before I beat Blackie's ass at the pay-per-view. And then Buster Bravado replies, "I don't appreciate you calling me Blackie, but I'll gladly take the title shot."
I saw that too. I got a good laugh
Like,
out of that. I laughed
Buster,
at
like,
work at
fucking
that
gold.
actually. I was
Romero,
at work, like actually laughing out loud.
Like that shit, like WIR bust out some funny shit. That's one of the few things that made me like drop dead laughing.
casual humor. There are these things that make you, when you think about it, still it makes you laugh out loud, like the Blackie thing. Like it's just casual racism, to be honest, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And like I remember this thing that Vic Stud did, and whenever I think about it, I get automatically a smile on my face because I think it's hilarious. It's I personally did a promo where I stole Tiny Wong's iPad and I broke it. That's all it was. And Vic Stud took it. He made a vignette out of it where Tiny Wong was sitting in his car crying because his iPad was broken by me and the iPad contained North Korean porn, which was
Porn? Oh yeah, the porno.
which was
Yeah, the
everyone
porno.
just dressed in Kim Jong Un and Kim Jong Il, and
Oh my!
I thought that was genius.
That's
Oh,
what it's all about, dude. You take like the littlest things and you make it and you sell it.
Explosive.
That's all it. That's all it is. You take like the silliest, stupidest, littlest thing, and you just sell it,
Yeah.
and you make it into this big thing, and it becomes brilliant. Like it's really not that hard.
It's
To
not
be
that hard
completely
though.
honest.
No, I know it's not that hard. It's just when you
You just gotta find something, Like
Yeah.
it was Pib for Maverick. It was Pib and it was Roscoe that helped.
The
give
Pib gimmick
Maverick-
is amazing. I
Yeah.
love the Dr. Pib gimmick or Mr. Pib or whatever the fuck it's
Mr.
called.
Pibb.
Like I love I love that shit. I think it's hilarious. I think it's awesome that like we have a world champion who loves like this off-brand weird generic bullshit soda and like has a pig for a pet. Like who the fuck, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. That's awesome. I love that shit. Like it just adds depth to each character.
Each
You know what I mean?
character has to have a little
a
bit
big-
of something that changes them. Like
Yeah.
you have Kyle Scott who has this death pony. Like it's just the little thing that makes it hilarious. You got Maverick who got Pib and Roscoe, which is hilarious. You got Lewis Blackwater now with an ostrich, which is hilarious.
I love all these animals.
I'm gonna go ahead and
This is-
to switch it
Yeah,
up. I'll
it's
just
all about the-
make a use of myself. Dutch has selective. He has remembering issues. He's so delusional he doesn't remember the strays interfering. He doesn't really remember Miles Alpha beating him. Like there are little. Every character needs to have a little bit thing that makes people question. Like, are you okay? That one thing
Yeah.
can add such a big difference to a character. That's brilliant. Like Vic Stud, he sexualized everything.
sexual stuff.
But then you have Ryan Sunshine, who's just basically John Cena in the body of Christopher Daniels, who's portrayed by
the
Ryan
ultimate
Sunshine.
baby face.
Yeah, he's the ultimate babyface. Like he doesn't need anything because he's an established character by himself. You have Steven Romero with the Blackie. I mean,
Can I just mention now that you say that, I just can't believe that WIR has been a thing for like almost 3 years now. Like that's
Same.
insane to me.
With no signs of it stopping anytime soon at all.
For real, it's amazing. Like I can't believe that some of you guys have been here since day one, basically. Like
Yep.
like
That
CJ
was
in
me.
the chat right now, who's like active in the chat, and we got Brendan Byrne, who's been there for God knows how long, since year one, I'm pretty sure.
Sonny
And you guys
Carson.
who have been here since day one,
I haven't been here since day one though. I mean,
you guys have been here
third-
before since day one. You were in PWR with me.
Yeah.
Like fuck.
But I
Yeah.
mean,
So we're
I came
we're
around
day
the
zero.
second to third pay per view. That's when I joined.
Yeah, but I knew you before WIR is what
True.
I'm saying.
Like
Yeah.
we're
Like,
almost
fuck,
5
you had a-
years.
you had a-
Think about that for a second. 5 years almost.
It's a long fucking time.
It doesn't.
Feel-
It
That's
felt like I
insane.
joined yesterday, which is the weirdest thing about it.
Because I remember seeing the advertisement for PWR on the squared circle, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I didn't even know what an EFED was.
Really?
You know? Yeah, that's how I figured out about it. I didn't even know what an EFED was, and so I was like, "All right, shit, might as well give it a go."
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Fuck
I'm in
PWR,
WIR.
man.
Good shit. Yeah, fuck that shit. It's like you know what we should do? Like the WWE's intro, like then, now, forever. Ours should just be like fuck PWR. Not even fuck.
Or just like no. I would keep it simple. It has to be three words. I would say like fuck you, Remy.
Fuck
Just-
you, Nikolai, Remy, everybody. Fuck you, PWR.
I mean, I look back at some of the shit I made for WIR, like in the beginning, which is so weird. Like
Yeah, some of my shit.
I made an
It is
entrance
weird.
song for Jack Flash on House Party on the 12th of October 2014. I have a special
2014.
entrance song for Kyle, December 21st, 2014. A House Party intro for February 23rd. A Jack Flash theme for No Refunds. The entrance video for The Override. An intro for
It's
the
so-
periodical show by Sweno. I have like
It's crazy,
500
right?
entrance videos.
Isn't that ridiculous?
That's weird. I feel-
Yeah, it's super weird.
I joined WIR when I was 17. I'm 20 now.
I joined at 13. I'm 17 now.
I'm 20. The fuck?
Oh my god. Like, imagine how I feel. Like, I started this shit. Like, this is so weird. It's so crazy to me that so many people are like their lives are changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stephen Romero
Like,
said, I remember.
Good portion of my
I
day
have
waiting
to.
for
I have to read
shit.
this out for a second. Stephen Romero said, I remember when I was some dumbass 14-year-old who had no clue what I was doing. Now looking at me, I'm some dumbass 15-year-old with no clue what I'm doing. I'm going to be 16
That's
in 2
amazing.
months.
That sounds retarded, but it's amazing. Like, think about, like, put yourself in my shoes. Like, I started this shit because I hated PWR and I hated the people that ran it. So I was like, fuck you. I know how to run an EFED better than you. I can probably do a better job. So I started my own EFED. And that's what happened. And now it's still
it's
going
like
3 years later. And you guys are like, there's a bunch of people and your lives are changed. And it's like, oh my God, what have I done?
One
know what I mean?
moment I was a schoolgoer. Now I worked at a government agency of my country. Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
happened?
yeah, dude, it's fucked up.
3 years later, and we're watching a live stream of me playing around with an image of Dean Ambrose, like while he's peeking around the corner and shit, and people don't even fucking notice it. And like, who imagined this? Like, who imagined this? Like, 3 years ago. Like, if you watch the stream, you see me just fucking around with the character.
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm watching you.
Yeah, it's
I'm not even near a computer. Hold up.
Peekaboo.
Let me...
Kate, I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. Kate,
Peekaboo.
did you really fucking like buy a T-shirt?
yeah, she did.
Did Kate actually get a T-shirt? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Did you
Uh,
actually,
they
you
have a,
actually bought a
Redbubble.
real WIR T-shirt? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for her to respond. Like,
Yeah, she did. There's pictures of it.
yeah.
brought a Stray Edge T-shirt. Oh my God, that's so fucked up. That's so crazy to me.
And you know what? I know this is kind of less important, but I actually started using the Maverick Pib gimmick in my backyard fed. Like there are videos
awesome.
of me like downing like a Mr. Pibb right before I wrestle in my backyard. So that carried over into real life as well.
Can I
And
say something?
shit,
by
I
the
want
way?
to see if I can get that used in the indies. Like I would do that shit in the indies.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Can I say something? How changed I was when I first wanted to debut in WIR. I wanted to do a 3-man stable. I'd come in as a 3-man stable, considering of 3 characters I've had in my head since I was 8, which was Graygen, which was like a big muscly guy, like like a big guy, and then you had the he was kind of the leader of the pack, and you had 3D, like a guy 3-D, who was this high flying Mexican guy, and you had 8-Bit, who was a guy who was obsessed with computer games. Now that I look back on it, that was a shitty
So
gimmick.
basically,
It was
Eric
basically
Applebaum.
Big Damo, Eric Applebaum, and Devin Sanders combined.
What a combination.
Mav drinks Pib like Sandman drinks beer.
I do actually.
Stone Cold drinks with passion. You look like you're too scared to spill it. The Dr. Pib. Mr. Pib.
See, I think that's I was gonna do I'm still gonna do the promo that like someone calls me out on it, and I'm like, I don't want to waste one drop of this drink.
You know what's gonna happen
like,
this next show, right?
Like it's that damn good. Like it's that damn good. I don't want to
Hey,
waste.
Mav.
Yeah.
Mav, how did you come up with the Pib gimmick? I've always wondered, like, do
I'll be
you
back
like
in
Pib in
about-
real life? Like, how the fuck did that?
I'll be
What-
back in
okay,
about
I gotta think.
5 minutes, by the way. I'll be right back.
All right.
I always liked Mr. Pibb. You know, like growing
All right.
up.
Okay.
I like Dr. Pepper, but like there was something about Pibb that like I always got excited, you know, because most like places you go out they don't have Mr. Pibb. And I was like, oh hell, y'all got Mr. Pibb? Oh, this is sweet. Like I went to these horse races, and they were like, I was like, do you have Dr. Pepper? And they're like, we have Mr. Pibb. I was like, hot dog, give me some of that shit. So, and then I was like, damn, I really love this soda. And I was looking, you know, I saw this video on the internet one day. It's from this movie. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Slither or something. And it's these guys, they're in this car. And he's like opening up this cooler that's into the car. And he's like, where is the Mr. Pibb? And then he's like, I told your secretary to pack Mr. Pibb. It's the only Coke I like. And then he's like, you know, we don't have Pibb. And then he, like, the character, he goes fucking nuts. He's like, it's a movie about like aliens and shit. He's like, there's like people shooting acid at me, and all this shit is happening, and now there's no fucking goddamn Mr. Pibb.
Oh,
I
fuck.
It was so fucking
Okay.
funny to me. It was so fucking funny. I was just like,
Dude.
what if I make this like a character? Like, what if I make a character who fucking loves Mr. P? Like, he loves that shit. And then Maverick was, you know, that part of Maverick was born.
Dude, honestly, I think the Mr. Pibb gimmick is genius. I think it's fucking amazing. Like, if it was a real wrestling character, he'd be one of my favorite wrestlers. Because honestly, I think like I'm Maverick and I'm from Texas and I love Mr. Pibb. Like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, and it's amazing. I love it. I really do. Like, as
Dude.
stupid as it is, I fucking love it. I can't explain why. I just do.
Thanks, man. I fucking
Yeah.
like. It makes me happy to know that people like the character.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, it's fucking hilarious. Like I'm obsessed with Mr. Pibb. Who the fuck drinks Mr. Pibb? Like, you know,
I actually do. I fucking love that.
Mr. Pibb isn't even a thing where I live. Like, I'm from Florida. Like, we don't have Mr. Pibb anymore. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
well,
hilarious. It's brilliant. It really is brilliant, in my opinion.
And
I think
and another funny thing is, you know how I said I was doing the Mr. Pibb thing in my backyard fed, right?
Yeah.
I was a gnat's cunt hair away from getting a pig from the FFA kids, so I could get a real life Roscoe too.
Oh my god.
I
Are you
was a gnat's
serious?
cunt hair away, but the kid who was gonna let me borrow the pig ended up not getting one. Like his
Ah,
grade,
fucking-
like too
What
bad
a
or something.
pussy.
I'm still trying to find a way to get a real life Roscoe in the.
Let's get Roscoe involved in this shit.
Yeah, because I mean, fuck. I
Roscoe,
like.
also, in addition to Pip, Roscoe is a great gimmick.
I think it's great. I regret that we haven't used Roscoe and Pib enough in this feud, the Blackwater Maverick feud.
Yeah.
But like Roscoe is a great gimmick. Like I
Yeah.
said before, I'm super proud to call you world champ because like Maverick is a great gimmick. I don't care what anybody says. It's the shit.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude.
I can't believe like it's because you got to look at this from my perspective. Not long before I was world champion, I was in like purgatory.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's where the whole Roscoe thing. That's why I came up with Roscoe because I was like, I
So
need
you
to
can
find
come up
a
with
new
some interesting
facet.
shit.
Yeah, like I need a new facet to the character to make Maverick interesting again. So I was like, okay, do the good old, find a pet, that good old story, make him a bit for some comedy. No, by the way, I'm uploading a comedy vignette about Roscoe tomorrow. So anybody wants to see that, shameless plug, that'll be a lot of fun. Been
Right.
working on that a while. It's basically going to be Roscoe going to obedience training school. And this obedience training, because he won't stop shitting on the carpet. and he goes to this obedience training school, and it's like full of dogs and cats, and like there's a pig in there, and it's gonna be fun shit. I don't want to say too much, but it's gonna be some fun little stuff. A little deviation from the Blackwater feud, but it'll have something to do with it, which y'all will find out later. You already know, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what's going on. If I may ask, this is the last thing I want to say about our feud because I feel like we're talking about ourselves a little too much. But what do you think about like working with me? Like, do you have any feedback for me? Like, what do you think? Because I like my whole goal is to be a mentor. Like, I want to work with you guys. I want to work with you and everybody else, and like elevate their characters, develop their characters somewhat. Come up with the cool storylines that people can invest in. Interesting stuff. Like what do you think? Like, how am I doing? If I may ask.
I think you're doing phenomenal because when I worked, working with you, the way like how we go back and forth, throwing out ideas into the Discord, seeing which ones we like, like you've suggested some ideas and certain viewpoints that like I wouldn't have otherwise seen, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Like, which
back.
is good, because it's an outsider's perspective. And because if you look at one thing from because you and I we kind of had that little disagreement about the one spot on the next house party, which y'all will see.
Right.
But like you got to look at it from someone else's perspective, because like what you like your vision isn't always 2020,
Of
like
course.
my own vision isn't always 2020. I got to look at it from what does this have to do with the overall story? Like what benefits are there? And like I feel like I'm a better writer, and I feel like I have a better grip on what works in a feud now because of working with you.
I'm glad. I hope to help everybody out. Like I want to work with everybody at some point. Guys in the chat, I want to work with you. So I don't have a feud lined up after Mav after this pay-per-view. So if you're free, fucking message me, dude. Let's
feud
get
with
some
Brian
shit going.
for the 3rd anniversary show.
For real, like fuck. I to be completely honest, I don't have anything lined up after Mav. So if you don't have anything going next month after this pay-per-view, hit me up. Let's fucking go. Cause like
I think
I want to work with people.
With that in mind, I think it's best time to end the stream, saying that it's 1:45 a.m. right now for me.
Fair.
Before we end, though, I want to ask one thing, just something very quick. Brian, what do you think of Dutch entering Miles's home?
I didn't see that. What do you mean? I didn't. I
Um,
didn't catch that.
Maverick
It was
I'll explain. Maverick, I mean, Miles Alpha had a couple of break-ins lately. Like he had a busted window. His alarm has been going off, so he decided for this hospital he's gonna stay at home. So he did what we do right now, a YouTube live stream, in order to like make it make sense for an indie company to have like people talking from two different locations at the same time. And suddenly the doorbell rang. Miles walked out of the room, closed the door, and behind the door the entire time was Mark Dutch. And he said, Miles doesn't. Miles is looking for a certain power. Miles doesn't realize that I am the power. He'll find out soon enough. And he comes back in. Was a fucking Girl Scout. He believed. No, the Paisner said like fucking Girl Scouts because he doesn't know who it was. Came back in and said like he came back in and he said there was this girl at the door like so was something very weird about her. I don't know what it was. And Paisner's like, Miles, I need you to turn around and face what's coming ahead. Yet he doesn't believe that it was Dutch. And all of a sudden, hands on the shoulders, turns him around. Nah, this is real, bitch. Before beating him up, Woodbridge called the police. And you see the lights in the background. And they're just like, you know what? That busted window, it's a nice escape. So the moment the police siren stopped, because they arrive, Dutch climbs out of the window and takes off quickly. Well, the cops come in and like, are you okay? Are you hurt? Yeah, I'm hurt. Do you want to press charges? No. Then what do you want? Revenge. End of segment.
Okay, that's kind of similar to the Blackwater Maverick feud, getting like the police involved and shit. But I think that's interesting.
I think it's different enough. Like if it would have ended with Dutch getting arrested, then it would have definitely been too similar. But
I thought arresting would be something like a face thing to happen.
What? Like for them to arrest a heel?
Yeah. No, I mean like to arrest someone. I think that was really like would be something that was, well, to say the least. Well, often the face gets arrested for shit like that.
Yeah.
And
the heels usually get arrested.
The Dutch, the heel often escapes from the police, so we went for that. But anywho, I'd like to hear your review for it. I'm gonna say that you guys, I need to promote myself, of course. Look out for what Dutch is going to do, because upcoming time is going to be amazing. I have some great things lined up already. I personally believe it's going to be amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and end this right now. I want to thank you all for viewing this. It's been amazing. The last 3.5 hours of this stream.
Longest Let's Talk ever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
been
a long time.
I'll say we do
Lady
this
Boss
again.
is probably mad at me for ignoring her for so long.
I'll say
I love you.
Das Lady Boss. But I'll go ahead and say thank you all for watching. We should do this again soon. Like maybe in 2 days or something. I don't fucking know. We'll see. Thank you all for coming along. It's been great. I want to thank I want to thank all my guests this night. You've been amazing. You've been funny. You've been controversial. Not as controversial as the controversial one of WiR, the Mark Dutch. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, I think you controversial out of any of us, most outspoken.
I mean, I have nothing to hide. So if you have any questions, you want to know something about me, just I'm a PM away. I'm a Let's Talk away even. Thank you, Maverick. Thank you, Blackwater, John Hall, Brian Once Blood, whatever the fuck
You're
want to be
welcome.
called, for taking over in the times that I was like 5 minutes away to smoke. Once again, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope thank you all for listening. We had a great time. We can continue this in the Discord, but I won't be there. I'll be there in chat though. And
I might go and get some groceries real quick.
I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great time listening. We should do this again sometime, and I'll say at the end, Fuck.
Happy and
See ya.
Fuck Faye.
Fuck the strays.
Fuck Rosen.
Fuck the strays.
Fuck Hex.
Fuck the strays.
Fuck
Bye,
Kevin
everybody.
Scott Jackson those 2 times.
Fuck all of you. I run this shit. Peace, motherfuckers.
Technically not anymore. Lucy does. Anywho, thank
What
you all
the
for watching.
fuck ever. You all know who really runs this shit. Fuck all of you.
He
Seven
birthed this shit.
Gods controversy. I'll say thank you all for watching. I hope you had a great time, and we'll see you again in the next Let's Talk. Bye.